Good afternoon everyone and welcome to the University of Bolton Stadium for our final first team pre-season friendly ahead of the new Sky Bet Championship season. Thanks so much for joining us on YouTube, on HTTV, the official YouTube channel of Huddersfield Town. We're delighted to be able to bring you today's friendly live from Lancashire over here at the University of Bolton Stadium. Just watching the teams warm up now, as you can see on the screen. Town to the right, you've got Town in focus now at the moment. Danny Schofield on the pitch surveying matters. Obviously it's been a long time since we brought you one of these live games. We've had a few in pre-season. The most recent was Tranmere Rovers this morning. If you haven't seen the final score from Prenton Park, it was Tranmere Rovers 1, Huddersfield Town 4. Fantastic win for the Terriers. They were in charge there. Narcisse Palash, Danny's assistant, who I believe is now motoring his way over here to Bolton to join Danny in the dugout for this game. I can't see him on the pitch yet, so assuming he's not quite made it here yet, but Narcisse and the younger end of the Town senior squad, supplemented by a few B team players, winning 4-1 against their league opponents. It was Ben Jackson, our left back, with a fantastic hit off his right to send Town in level after going behind during the interval, and then Town really turned it on in the second half. Brahima Diarra, the young Frenchman, with a very good opportunistic goal after Tranmere messed up playing out to chip the goalkeeper from around 30 yards. Jordan Rhodes with a fantastic finish for Town's third. I'd encourage you to look at that on the highlights on HTTV this coming week. And then Danny Grant, the Irishman, who a lot's been said about Danny. I know fans quite excited about him. Had an injury hit campaign last season. He's been flying in pre-season so far. He got the fourth goal of the afternoon at Tranmere. Great play from Scott High in the build-up, I must mention as well. Town's players just going off the pitch, as you can see now. We'll bring you the Town team now. Danny Schofield just watching Bolton lineup actually today has picked the same team pretty much that played at Doncaster Rovers last weekend, or played the first hour at Doncaster Rovers, barring one change at left back. So we'll take you the team. Looks like a 4-2-3-1 again, we'll say, to start off with here. So the Lee Nichols in goal, of course, Town's player of the year. Right back Ollie Turton, centre backs Matty Pearson and Tom Lees, and the left back today Josh Ruffles, who will compete, you'd think, with the likes of Yuta Nakayama for that left back slot now that Harry Toffolo's completed his move to Premier League at Nottingham Forest. Two in midfield again is Jonathan Hogg, the club captain, partnered by John Russell. Then we've got the three in front of them. On the right, Sorba Thomas. I know a few of you were worried that Sorba not seen very often, if at all, on the videos from St George's Park this week. Nothing to be worried about. He just had a bit of illness. Sorba lining up on the right-hand side of Town's midfield three today, advanced midfield three. Dwayne Holmes in the centre. He's played in the centre almost exclusively in pre-season, actually, Dwayne, so interesting to see how he gets on there. I thought he was our best player at Doncaster last weekend. And then on the left side, Josh Karoma. Up front is Danny Ward. Substitutes for Huddersfield Town this afternoon. The two keepers on the bench, number 1 Michael Roxburgh and 31 Ryan Schofield. Good to see Ryan back on the bench after he had a little issue with his back last week. Kieran Phillips, the young forward, back from his loan, his successful loan promotion with League 2 Exeter into League 1 last season, Kieran Phillips. Then there's a few of the B team lads on the bench just supplementing numbers again. Miles Bright, the attacking midfielder, and Aldo Krasnicki, who was about as close as we get to John Russell in the B team in terms of style of play. Luke Daly, the left winger, who also plays left back, I should say, and Neo Eccleston, the former Chelsea Academy man, who plays right back. We're hosted by Bolton Wanderers today. Bolton of Sky Bet League 1, finished 9th last season, ended the season really strongly, in particular Bolton. Good team, will be up there, you would fancy, with the teams vying for promotion to the Championship this coming season. Managed by Ian Evett, the former Barrow man who took Barrow to promotion. I remember him more as a hulking centre-back for Blackpool. Their team today, 19 in goal, James Trafford, who's on loan from Manchester City. 2, Gethin Jones. 3, Declan John, the Wales international. 4, MJ Williams. 5 is captain Ricardo Santos. 6, George Johnston. Number 10, Dion Charles. Number 16, Aaron Morley, the former Rochdale man. 17, and we'll talk more about the individuals in due course, but the danger man, I would say, their player of the year, Dapo Afolayan, the left winger. 20, Kieran Lee, there's a blast from the past. Played about 200 games for Sheffield Wednesday. It feels like about 150 of them were against Town. Central midfielder still going strong at 34. And 21, Connor Bradley, the right back, was on loan from Liverpool. The subs today for Bolton: number 12, the keeper, Joel Dixon. 7, Kieran Sadlier. 11, Amadou Bakayoko. 14, Jack Iredale. 15, Will Ameson. There are two names in particular that will be of interest to Town fans. The first one today on the bench, 22, Kyle Dempsey, the former Town man. And there's another former Town man on the bench as well, 24, Elias Kachunga. Be good to see Catcher on the pitch today, the promotion winner with Town back in 2017. Bolton's bench is finished off by number 25, George Thomason. Just watching the teams go in here now. This is Bolton you've got on your screen. To the left, Bolton are going to be in their normal home colours of white, I believe, today, with that kind of dark blue, the navy blue. Town in the all black again, the very, very popular all black kit. I must mention the home kit, the new home kit and new away kit, on sale now, shop.htafc.com. They are also available in store, so you can drop down and if you want to check them out firsthand. Two beautiful kits. I would say that though, wouldn't I? But two beautiful kits this season. The black one in particular, the all black, we've already had to order more. So popular it has been during the pre-order period, so great to see you enjoying that so much. The pink and white third variant, not in store yet. You've hopefully seen it. Yuta Nakayama modelling that one when we announced his signing, the Japan international. We'll come on to him in a second, but the third kit not in store yet, not available online. We're expecting it in August. Again, keep an eye on htafc.com and shop.htafc.com for all the information on that. We have got a few players, the senior players, missing today. Nothing too sinister. Yuta Nakayama, unfortunately, we haven't quite got the final green light from FIFA on his international move. Obviously, notwithstanding that he's from Japan, it's actually more the cross-border transfer from the Netherlands, having played with PEC Zwolle last season in the Netherlands in the Eredivisie. Just waiting on that final stepping stone, the big green light from FIFA. We were expecting that yesterday. It didn't come through, unfortunately. Nothing wrong with that, just a bit of a backlog. Expecting it will come through next week, so there shouldn't be an issue with Yuta's availability. Tino Andrin, of course, Town's latest signing, joined us this week on, I think it was Friday morning we announced it, joined up with the squad at St George's Park on Thursday night, the Chelsea man. He actually played for Chelsea on Wednesday, played 45 minutes for Chelsea on Wednesday in America, and then took a long transatlantic flight and got him to St George's Park on Thursday night, so just no need to play him today really. He's got minutes in for Chelsea. He had a long trip from America Thursday, so he's absolutely fine, guys, don't worry, he's just not being involved today. There are three players, there's been a bit of illness in the camp, unfortunately, nothing drastic, but just a little bit of sickness, and there are three players not risked today because they've suffered with it a little bit. Another new signings, David Kasumu and Will Boyle are two of those players, and Aaron Rowe, the third. Every other senior player who isn't here today played in that 4-1 win at Tranmere early this afternoon. Thanks again for joining us if you just are doing on HTTV. Really happy to have you along for the ride this afternoon, 3 p.m. It will be a tough workout for Town. Exactly what we need ahead of the start of the Sky Bet Championship season. It's Burnley, of course, Friday night at the John Smith Stadium. Fantastic way for Danny Schofield to get his career as head coach underway in front of Town fans against that newly relegated side from the Premier League. Vincent Kompany in charge, of course, now at Burnley. Signing players that suggest they might be changing how they're set up this season. Intriguing contest, of course. Tickets on sale now at htfc.com/tickets, of course. We'd love to see you there on Friday night. We are in front of the Sky cameras, of course. Sky Sports do love a bit of Huddersfield Town these days, so no surprise to see them visiting us for the first game. Let's hope we give them something to shout about in front of the cameras come Friday. Everyone now in, apart from the Bolton subs. Groundsman just putting the temporary goals away on the far side. Looking forward to today's contest, of course. It's not about results in pre-season, never is, but just for the record, played League One Morecambe at the Millers Oils High Performance Complex, as our training ground is now called. First up, won 3-1 against those guys. The first team lads got 60 minutes in over two friendlies last weekend, one at Harrogate, one at Doncaster Rovers. Lost both those 1-0, and then the 4-1 win at Tranmere this afternoon, and I'd expect you will see a lot of the players playing between an hour and 90 minutes today if all goes to plan. Don't be worried or surprised if Sorba Thomas goes off a bit earlier than the 90. Like Town's international players, think Scott High, for example, did come back a little later than the rest of the players, given that his season was extended by international duty. So got 45 minutes under his belt last weekend. Wouldn't be surprised to see him come off somewhere between 60 and 75 minutes today. Doesn't mean anything's wrong. Just means it's planned. Conor Mahoney got 60, for example, at Tranmere, the winger signed from Millwall. Jack Rodoni got 45, his first 45 minutes in Town colours at Tranmere. Did quite well as according to the reports from my colleague Raj Baines. Covered the game for us over on the Wirral. Jack, a player we're really excited about. Him and Kasuma we've been following for the best part of the year, so great to get them in the building. Two young, exciting midfielders to add to the ranks. Kept the core of the squad, of course, from last season. I've seen some work that you may have seen from Stephen Chicken, the Yorkshire Live's excellent reporter. Of the 11 players that played the most minutes for Town last season, there's only Danel Sanani who isn't still here. Apart from, of course, then Harry Toffolo and Lewis O'Brien left in the week. Tried to bolster the ranks again ahead of the new season. All starts again very soon. Doesn't feel like 5 minutes since we finished the season at Wembley. Of course, didn't go our way on that day, but still a season to be really proud of now that the dust has settled. Just got to go and try and go one better, haven't we? Sounds simple. Sat on the gantry here at Bolton, but we'll see. Music's pretty loud here at Bolton. Hopefully you can hear us okay. I'm getting reports from my colleague Eleanor that things are good on the stream. Again, delighted to have you on board, Town fans. Thanks for your support. Thanks for joining us again this afternoon. Tranmere did stream the game, actually. It was a fiver, pretty much $4.99. Went to a fantastic charity that Tranmere are supporting this year. I think it's called Ellis's Tickets. Really read into it if you haven't. It's a fantastic thing they're doing at Tranmere. So didn't want to stream that one. It seemed mean-spirited when they're raising money for charity through their own stream. A 5-camera stream at Tranmere as well. Really good production quality. Hopefully if you watched that you enjoyed it. Thanks to our friend Sam and Proper Sport again for setting us up here. Always good friends of ours in pre-season. If you're wondering as well, we've had a few questions about it on social media. Why we're doing these double headers where one team plays at 12, one team plays at 3. It's more to do with training, to be honest, and this is a kind of a legacy of Carlos Corberán's that, if you think about it, it does make sense. Say you play one team on a Saturday, one on a Tuesday to get minutes in, it kind of messes up your training schedule for the rest of the week. So you've got one set of players on recovery the next day, and then they can't really do a full training session because the other set of players are either preparing for a game or recovering themselves. So if you have all the players getting their minutes in at the same day, means you've got your recovery day tomorrow, Sunday, and then you're all back in training on Monday. So from a training standpoint, it does make perfect sense. Appreciate it's been a challenge for some Town fans who want to watch all the games to get from Prenton Park to the University of Bolton Stadium here today, but I know it's possible. We saw probably the most famous Town fan, or one up there, Maureen Proctor, doing both last week, Harrogate and Doncaster. I've got no doubts Maureen will be here again today after being over at Tranmere this morning. I'm sure a few of you will have followed suit as well, so hopefully the geography and the little bit of difference between the kick-off times makes it work as well as possible for you guys, but hopefully also that makes sense in terms of why we're doing it. Pitch looks fantastic here at the University of Bolton Stadium as well, you have to say. Been some good pitches in pre-season. B team, good win at Macclesfield in midweek as well for a fairly young B team. There's been quite a lot of what you consider the senior B team players on first team duty this season as we try and integrate them into Danny Schofield's squad. Etienne Kamara, Brahima Diarra both played, for example, alongside Loic Aina, the third Frenchman at Tranmere this afternoon. We've got the likes of Luke Daly and Neo Eccleston here today, so it was a younger B team at Macclesfield in the week, and a good game for them. Came out 2-1 winners. Good goals as well. Michael Stone's second goal, the winner, was fantastic actually off his left. Really, really good. Trialist Louis Lloyd from Shrewsbury with the other. Don't think we're far away from the teams coming out of the tunnel here at the University of Bolton Stadium. We've got two tunnels here in a little bit of a throwback. So Bolton will come out of the left-hand tunnel, Huddersfield Town out of the right-hand tunnel. We're just telling our cameraman which tunnel to expect them to come out of there in case he films the wrong team. So we're right above the tunnel here actually. The upper tier in the main stand here at Bolton today not in use to fans. The media are here just looking behind me. In fact, here come Town's team in the all-black kit. Lee Nichols in the yellow today. Jonathan Hogg, of course, the skipper, leading out the Terriers, as is always the case. Referee today is Darren Handley, for the record. Here we go then. The final preparation for the Sky Bet Championship season. Bolton, a really good team, really good League One team. This is going to be a good test for Town today. That all-black kit does look good, you have to say. Few teams have done it, of course, over the years, but I think ours looks pretty good. John Russell just high-fiving James Trafford there, the keeper. John, for those of you who maybe haven't watched pre-season so far, John Russell boasting a new haircut. If he didn't stand out enough already, I mean 6'4", he's gone full Cisco, for those of you of a similar age to me. John had no idea who Cisco was. Not a big Thong Song fan. Sorba Thomas with different hair this year as well. You may have seen it on his Instagram. He's ditched the big hair, he's pulled it right back into a little ponytail, got a bit of blonde in there as well. No change in hair or bleaching for Jonathan Hogg though. Can't really see it for Hoggy, can you? Just running a little behind here actually. It is 1 minute past 3 already, so if you are just joining us, we're not quite underway yet. Not the issues we had at Doncaster last weekend. If you are wondering why we kicked off late at Doncaster last weekend, the medical team was slightly late in arriving. We had to wait for the ambulance to arrive before we could get underway, which is why we were waiting. No such issues here today. We're moments away from kick-off here. Jonathan Hogg just making it to the centre circle. If you missed us, we're expecting like a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 from Town today. It's Lee Nichols in goal, Town's player of the year. Back four, right to left, Turton, Pearson, Lees and Ruffles. Midfield two, the sitters, Hogg and Russell. Three in attacking midfield on the right, Sorba Thomas. Through the middle, Dwayne Holmes, who's played through the middle all pre-season. Is where he's really had his best times, really, as a footballer. It was Carlos Corberan's choice to play him wide most of last season, and to be fair to Dwayne, he did it well. He's playing through the centre, we expect today. Josh Karoma on the left, big season ahead for Josh. Didn't hit the heights of 2020-21 last term. You're welcome for that reference there, Raj, as well. Yeah, Josh Karoma will be looking to replicate that form we saw at the back end of 2021, where he was unstoppable at times on the left-hand side. Had a decent pre-season for me so far as well. He's looked dangerous. Danny Ward, expect him to work in tandem. When Town are out of possession, it almost looks like 4-4-2 at times, with Holmes pressing really high with Ward. Moments from getting underway here. Danny Ward's going to kick us off. Good following from Town. The fans you can hear to our right of the camera position here. The referee Darren Handley today is just signalling to both goalkeepers. And we're about to get underway here at the University of Bolton Stadium. Ward gives it to Hogg and we're underway. Just looking at how Bolton line up, we'll give you more about Bolton's team as their players do things in game. I think it will be a 4-3-3. I was thinking when we were setting up, just trying to figure it out. Does look like it might be a 4-3-3. They are pressing high though, you have to say. Bolton are really getting up at Town, so Josh Ruffles has to go back to Lee Nichols, and the big keeper gives Tom Lees one of his first touches of the game. There, Ward drops in, tries to flick it to Karoma, but Bolton alive to it. Good pressing from Josh Ruffles there. Real opportunity for Josh now with Harry Toffolo leaving the club. He just clips it down the line, and it's Karoma in a foot race with Connor Bradley, the Liverpool loanee. He's an interesting one because he's a Northern Ireland international, and his direct competition at right back is Town's Brodie Spencer. And Brodie actually kept him out of the Northern Ireland team in the last set of internationals. Immensely proud moment for Brodie to represent his country before he's even played for Town's first team. He's got 3 caps for Northern Ireland now, Brodie. A fierce Belfast native Brodie, some player he's going to be as well. Only gone 18. We might well see him get minutes for Town's first team this season. He is effectively number 2 at right back now after Pippa's departure to Olympiacos. As Bradley, the 21, just brings down Ruffles there. Ruffles tries to send it cross-field to Pearson, but he's just overcooked it now, and Pearson has to check back and go to Nichols. The home fans just encouraging they're meant to get forward, and Nichols clips it to Ward, but it's won well by Gethin Jones, who is actually at right back. Bradley's playing higher on the right wing today. Now here's Sorba Thomas with his first touch of the afternoon. He's got Russell alongside him, but he opts to go back to Ollie Turton, now wearing number 2 Turts, of course. What a season he had. Just got better as the season went on, became immensely popular with you guys. Almost a cult figure now, the Ginger Cafu. Here's Ruffles into Karoma. Karoma goes back to Tom Lees. Town, lots of possession here in the early stages, no surprise there. We do like to look after it. Good move from Turton to receive that between the lines, and now here's Sorba Thomas wide on the right once again. Sorba with his first chance to run at Declan Johnny. Clips it towards Karoma, but Bradley covers well and has to chest the ball behind for a first corner of the game. Danny Schofield in the dugout, really proud days, weeks for Danny this. A player that was immensely popular, of course, with you all, with me too as a fan. Such a skillful lad, Danny, was a real highlight of that team through the 2000s. we interviewed Danny when he was given the job of head coach upon Carlos Corberan's departure. He said one thing that really resonated with me: it's my club. Simple, but you know he means it. He'll give everything. Here's Sorba Thomas, goes to the near post. It's not his best delivery, it's cleared, but Karoma picks it up, and here's Sorba Thomas. He's got Hogg inside, but instead he looks to cross. It's a good block again by, I think that's Kieran Lee, the ex-Chef Wednesday person. Now here's Karoma, lines it up, tries for the curler, but it's not Josh's best effort, met with ironic jeers from the home fans. It's a very specific shout out to one of my colleagues, Richard Mills. Richard, just been through the people who are missing today. Bit of illness, bit of lack of international clearance, bit of not overdoing it. Now we're just going to break off here because then Dwayne Holmes pushes it to Sorba Thomas, who completely miscues it. Town did really well in the press there, Karoma and Ward, and it fell to Holmes. Holmes almost like shoveled the pass with the outside of his right foot towards Sorba, and I think it probably came a bit quicker than he was expecting, but he should do better there, Sorba. That's a good opportunity for Town. Good pressing from the men in black. It's been a decent start here for Town. We're only 4 minutes in. If you are just joining us on HDTV, welcome along. It's Bolton Wanderers 0, Huddersfield Town 0. Nice touch from Connor Bradley to get round Ruffles, and then John Russell greets him with a big leg, and Ruffles gets back well. Josh Ruffles does really well, in fact. He just nicks that ball away from Dion Charles, and then Lees can go back to Lee Nichols. Nice play there from Bradley, the 19-year-old Liverpool loanee. Good reaction from Josh Ruffles, though. Don't mind if you get beat now and again, as long as you work to get back, and that's exactly what Josh did. Nichols sees the signal from Sorba Thomas. I think Sorba's going to be onside. Yes, he is. Good run there. They did well, and he just cuts inside, uses Turton's run as a decoy, and pops it back to the calmest man on the planet, John Russell. Hogg just checks back out again, goes right again to Sorba Thomas. He's got Turton down the line. Instead he goes inside to Dwayne Holmes. Dwayne's just lets him down there. He'll be annoyed there, Dwayne, because his positioning was excellent, and that's his game as well, how he just turns out goalwards, but he just let the ball run beyond him there. If you are just joining us, guys, just an update on a few bodies that have been missing over these games today here at Bolton, and the 4-1 win at Tranmere earlier. Yuta Nakayama don't quite have the final green light from FIFA on his international clearance yet, unfortunately, so he couldn't play today. Was expecting that Friday, didn't come through. Sure, it'll come through Monday, which is no help for now, but never mind. Oh, that's a tackle there by, I think it's Kieran Lee again, the former Sheffield Wednesday man, it is. Tino Andrin, not risked today. He's no need to, really. He played 45 minutes for Chelsea on Wednesday night, then flew transatlantic flight from America with Chelsea's camp to St George's Park, so just felt it was a bit early given all that to play Tino in any games today. But he's had a full pre-season with Chelsea. I'm told he's in excellent nick, which is good news for all of us. And then the other three that are missing have all been a bit unwell during the week, unfortunately, so they've missed bits of training, etc. So again, not risked today. Will Boyle, David Kasumo and Aaron Rowe, all part of the squad at St George's Park, as you may well have seen on our video content from the camp down there, but they've at different times just been a little bit ill, so no risk taken. Here's James Trafford, the Man City loanee. John Russell presses Aaron Morley, but good punch pass there from Santos. Bolton in possession here. Go inside. Here's Morley, the former Rochdale man again, put under pressure by Hogg and Ward. Dwayne Holmes puts Trafford under loads of pressure, and now Santos under pressure from Ward. It's a good press here from Town. Bolton are trying to play out, and that's a good ball. Forward, well, that's a foul, yeah, you can see that. I don't think he'll like it, Afolayan, but he did bring Lees down there. Matty Pearson just down on the floor here momentarily. It's just, yeah, the physio's going to have to come on here, unfortunately. There's a problem with Matty. It was a good ball forward there from Bolton, and Dapo Afolayan, the man who was chasing it, is Bolton's reigning player of the year. Quick player, really well thought of. A really interesting career path as well. He's from London, went to Toronto as a kid. Did his education out in Toronto. Ended up at Solihull Moors, back in England. Then got a move to West Ham. Never played for West Ham, but had a loan move here to Bolton that went really well. So he's now a Bolton Wanderers man. Liam Kershaw, one of Town's medical team, just out seeing to Matty Pearson here early. It looks like it's an issue with Matty's lower part of his left leg. Can't quite see for the physio bag here. Might be his ankle, might be his shin, but some early concern. Just having a look who's on the bench who could come on for Town today. We've got two keepers on the bench, more for the warm-up than anything. Michael Roxburgh and Ryan Schofield. Kieran Phillips, of course, is a forward player, wide or up front. Miles Bright. also a forward-thinking player, so you would think if we do need a centre-back, it's either someone dropping into a weird position or probably an Aldo Krasniqi that's the most obvious like for like. And Aldo really is more of a John Russell style player, but he has played centre-back for the B team, and Albania under-19 international. Hopefully Matty's going to be okay to continue such a great debut season for Town from the Keighley native. Don't know if he just turned funny when he was trying to push away and chase Afolayan there, but not often that Matty goes down, so definitely concern for the Terriers here. Again, if you are just joining us, guys, it is 0-0 here. Thank you very much for coming along today on HTTV. Decent crowd for a pre-season friendly here at the University of Bolton Stadium as well. Decent following from Town on the right. I would suggest around the 500 mark if I was guessing. Matty Pearson, good to see, up on his feet, jogging off on the far side. Home fans booing him, which is fantastic, but I think it's all pantomime more than anything, to be honest with you. Lee Nichols has got the ball back. Matty just on his haunches here on the far side still. Yeah, it's going to be Kieran Phillips. They're not going to risk Matty Pearson here. Kieran's just getting stripped on the far side, so this is going to be a little bit of a reshuffle, I think. Narcís Palash, having taken the team at Tranmere, is here now in Bolton. He's just giving some final instructions to Kieran. Danny Schofield's just telling everyone where to pop in, so it looks to me like Hogg at centre-back alongside Tom Lees. Dwayne Holmes is just going to pop into that midfield two alongside John Russell. Kieran Phillips probably going to go in as the number 10 here, the player just playing off Danny Ward, so hopefully nothing too serious for Matty here. He's just going to have to walk around the other side of the pitch. Looks like he's just twisted something, but yeah, early change here for Town, not ideal, but thank you. Kieran Phillips into the fray early. Kieran, of course, been out on loan. He's impacted Town's first team a little bit. I do remember a substitute appearance at Middlesbrough in that difficult end to 2 seasons ago. He was really good, Kieran, playing off the wide position, but has since been on loan there. Well, Walsall and Exeter. Thomas, pulls it back to Danny Ward, who tries a really ambitious volley on the edge of the box. He's grinning, his Ward, you can see it, but Town have kept it alive through Ruffles. Here's Karoma. Karoma tries to swing the ball in. Good win from and now then Kieran Phillips straight into play, just can't get a toe on the end of Karoma's header towards the 6-yard box. Town have started this well here, despite that interruption with Matty Pearson. Matty getting a big round of applause from the Town fans on the far side here now. He is walking okay, Matty. He's not limping too badly. Hopefully you still see us coming through okay here. It is a free kick here. It's Afolayan is down on the turf now as well. He is up there, the Bolton man. Yeah, I'm just watching Matty Pearson off camera here, just walking around the side of the pitch. Here we've got 3,000 people watching us at the moment, so that's fantastic. So thanks for joining us, Town fans. Ricardo Santos, the 6'6" centre-back here in possession. Danny Ward again, pressing hard. Good press from Wardy. Gets a big thumbs up from Danny Schofield. Big part of our game, that. Will be interesting to see the changes from how Carlos Corberan had us set up. Obviously, Danny was part of that coaching team, but I'm sure, well, he definitely said he had his own ideas. Town do seem to be pressing slightly higher than perhaps we did at times last season already. No, it's only pre-season. Always interested to see what we do with the setup here. Kieran Phillips is playing almost as a front two at times when we're out of possession. Sorba Thomas now really putting Trafford under pressure, but he's done well there, and he gives it to MJ Williams, the big central midfielder, former Liverpool academy man, and now Bolton bring it away. Declan John drives forward into Afolayan. Just settling possession now. Town just get back into the shape. Santos into Gethin Jones, former Everton man. Santos is Bolton's captain, regular at centre-back for them. Came up through non-league, Ricardo Santos. He's a Portuguese native, but came up through English non-league, and he hits a big diagonal forward here towards Ollie Turton and Afolayan, and Turton does well, but the second ball falls to Kieran Lee. Here's Afolayan again. They've got 2 in the box, Bolton to aim for here, and that's a good ball into Kieran Lee, who's playing quite high, but John Russell does really well, gets his massive frame in the way and just stops the ball out. And then Phillips just bumped off it there. Kieran Phillips gets an absolute mouthful from Jonathan Hogg for not holding that up there. Won't be the first one that Kieran's had, and it won't be the last. Good ball there towards Bradley. Bradley, Ruffles does well, but he has to concede a corner there. It's Bolton's first corner of the game. Is lively is Bradley, the 19-year-old, on loan from Liverpool. Now it's Town, so good at attacking set pieces last season, have one to defend, and it's Aaron Morley, the former Rochdale midfielder, who's over to take it. Some big men in the box, like I said. Santos is 6'6", the number 5 for Bolton. Town just resetting there, just with Phillips now on the pitch instead of Matty Pearson, who's just been withdrawn with a little bump. Bolton players stream towards the front post. It's a good ball in. Ollie Turton gets first contacts, and then Holmes hooks it clear. Bolton look to recycle, and now Ward again pressing Bolton. It's good feet there from Morley, who comes inside Karoma, but has to go back. Good tenacious stuff from Josh there. Bolton work the ball left here. Just about quarter of an hour in here. It is Bolton 0, Huddersfield Town 0 here on HGTV. Thanks for joining us. Earlier today, another senior team for Town won 4-1 at Tranmere Rovers. Bolton on the attack. Here's Morley. He's got Bradley on the overlap, but he goes back to Gethin Jones. Jones to Morley again. It's a good ball in. It's a decent touch there from Afolayan, but Hogg hooks it clear. Good defending from Jonathan, playing centre-back now, of course. Did it so much for us last season, but in a 3, so playing like an orthodox 2 here alongside Tom Lees. An awful lot of experience in that duo. The base of Town's shape. Here's Santos again, goes right to Gethin Jones. Jones out to Bradley. Bradley is a right back, but he is playing higher today. He's playing like a right wing position. Danny Ward charges James Trafford down again. Trafford has to go left, but Kieran Fair, well done Danny Ward and Kieran Phillips. They got the shape right there. Been a good press from Town today so far. Danny Ward leading it. Now it's time for Town to get back on the ball. A weird hush over the stadium here at the moment. You can kind of hear people talking, but friendlies just aren't the same as the real thing, are they? That's to come next Friday. A good move from Kieran Phillips to pick the ball up on the right-hand side. Here's Turton. Turton tries to slip it back inside to Sorba Thomas, but it's cut out, and Afolayan nutmegs Russell nicely. Afolayan's got a man on the right-hand side. He just drops it back. Good play from Hoggy there. Just smashed Afolayan as he tried to look to push the ball to the right-hand side. The lively player, Dapo Afolayan. Bolton on the left again. They try that early cross. Tom Lees is wise to it, just heads it clear, with Afolayan moving to the centre of the pitch. Throw into Bolton. Good spell from Bolton here after Town had the best of the early stages. Afolayan goes back to the centre-backs. George Johnson and Ricardo Santos. Santos tries to find Bradley, but Ruffles in the good position, and the ball goes out for a throw in. Jonathan Hogg absolutely blasting everyone here at the moment. He's the only voice you can hear inside the University of Bolton Stadium. Might be pre-season, but doesn't matter to Hogg it. Ruffles just looking for options here. He's got one in Dwayne Holmes. Tenacious stuff. Both sides pressing really high at the moment. Hoggy just imploring Josh Ruffles there when he gets the ball back, just to stick it across the field to Ollie Turton. Be a pretty ambitious ball that. And now Bradley's nipped in front of Karoma. Here's MJ Williams into Declan John, the Wales international. Oh, John with a great ball. Afolayan, just wide. First really big chance of the game, that you have to say. Really nice disguised pass from the Bolton man into Afolayan. He really drags a bad shot wide. He should do better there. Probably like Sorba Thomas should do earlier, in fairness. The first chance for Bolton, and it's a half decent one. Time get away with it. Nichols drifts the ball up to Ollie Turton, and Bolton press again. It's good though, we want this. This is what you want in pre-season. You want to be challenged. Try and break that press. Town have got a challenge now. Matty Pearson, if you are just joining us on HGTV, Matty Pearson had to go off around the 10-minute mark. Looked to me from a distance like he might have just rolled his ankle or something. It is dangerous to guess about these things. We will find out with Danny Schofield post-match. Karoma does well there against Gethin Jones, just rides the man off the ball, and now he's kept it up the pitch. Here's Dwayne Holmes, who just skips past his man, and then Karoma has to go back. Good defending from Bolton. Tom Lee's nice ball out to Ollie Turton, and now Turton's got space to advance over halfway. Turton off his left to Sorba Thomas. Sorba's got Declan John, the Wales international, for company, and he goes on the outside. Good cross in. Danny Ward gets a little flick. Karoma tries to shoot. It's gone through the legs of Bradley, but it's easily claimed by goalkeeper Trafford. But more positive play there from Town. And good cross from Sorba Thomas. There'll be a big focus this year on getting bodies into the box when we're building attacks like that. And that's where Jack Radoni, they should come in. He's 12 goals for AFC Wimbledon last season. Doesn't score spectacular ones much. They're all in and around the box. Little headers, little finishers. He's got a great instinct on when to get in the danger area. Should certainly add to the team. Kieran Phillips just charges his man down, and then John Russell takes it on his knee, I think, actually. But MJ Williams does well there, just gets close to Sorba Thomas and forces an error in possession. Alpha Lyons all over the pitch when you watch him. He's back towards his centre-backs here, and that's a good ball from Santos. But Ruffles, again, good position, just puts Bradley under pressure and forces it to go out. Really big season for Josh Ruffles here. His starting left-back position is open at the moment. We've got Yuta Nakayama, of course, that we have to think about. He is Japan's starting left-back. He can play left centre-half as well, of course, but plays left-back for Japan. Played left centre-back for Pek Zwala in the Eredivisie. Now, nice play from Turton into Dwayne Holmes here. Holmes, who's just got people for company, but just checks back out and does really well. Here's Sorba Thomas at full pace. Sorba tries to cross it. It's in towards Kieran Phillips. It's a good save by James Trafford. Really good play from the big striker there, Kieran. I think Thomas's cross got a little deflection on the way through there, actually. It looked like it was going towards Danny Ward to start with, but Phillips alive to it, arriving late. Beat his man in the air, really firm header. It's just a shame it was right above Trafford. Just looking at the replay here, yeah, it did take a deflection off John, and Phillips got up really well, but Trafford, the 19-year-old, does well as well, just tips it over his bar. Good positive stuff from Town. Here's Sorba Thomas with his second corner of the afternoon. It's a good ball into the danger area towards Lees, but it's well cleared, and now Holmes and yeah, that was always going to happen because Dwayne didn't like that Dion Charles was sticking the big arm out over his face, so yellow card in a friendly. You've got to do pretty well to get one of them, and Dwayne Holmes has done it, and I don't think the ref likes what Dwayne said. You can see with Dwayne, he didn't like that Charles was just sticking his arm out to try and fend Holmes away, and he was, with Dwayne's height, it was kind of coming across his face, to be honest, so you could feel that one bubbling under, and Dwayne's a competitive character, let's put it that way, so no surprise to see Dwayne bring him down in that fashion, to be honest. First yellow of the game. Jones gets us back underway for Bolton. Ian Everett's side finished 9th in League One last season. They did finish the season really well, in particular, actually. They really strongly. I think that gives everyone confidence that they're going to be up there this season. Good play from Trafford, actually, and that's nicely done, although Hoggy does really well. Dion Charles is up with Hogg, and now he brings Turton down. Oh, no, he doesn't. The referee's not having a bean of it, and it's a throw into Bolton. Good, tenacious stuff there from Dion Charles, the Bolton forward. Ex-Accrington Stanley man. Played for Southport as well, Filed. It's a good ball too from Trafford. It goes out to Tom Lees. Really calm stuff from Tom there. Finds Sorba Thomas, and Sorba Thomas just goes right round MJ Williams. Good pace there from Sorba, and now he's away down the right hand side. He's got men over on that far side. That was a really good effort actually, and Santos does enough to just get the first ball, and then it's cleared eventually, but you could see what Sorba Thomas was trying. Town actually had 3-on-2 on that side there. John Russell is now floored by Kieran Lee, so it's a free kick to Town around the centre of the pitch. Yeah, when Thomas delivered that ball, if he did get it past Santos, Karoma was completely free at the back post if it had made its way through to him. Good positive stuff from Sorba though. He looks sharp again this season. Town working it to the left here, and big call of roughs from Josh Karoma, but I think, in fact, he's going to have to play it Santos, he does, and Trafford sends the ball high into the air. Josh Ruffles wins the first header, but it comes off the back of Bradley. Good play from Tom Lees as well. Josh Ruffles didn't feature too much, of course, for Town last season after in his debut year with us. If you look at his stats for Oxford, his former club, very impressive attacking numbers actually. He did score a lot of back post headers, Josh. Harry Toffel, obviously, I think 6 goals last season, I think I'm correct in saying. So left back has been a good source of goals for Town over the last couple of years. That's a good ball in field to Afolayan. Afolayan's got a man that Sorba Thomas hasn't really tracked, so Town have got a little overload here. Ruffles does really well, covers round on Dion Charles and then calmly plays it to Ollie Turton. Really good stuff from Josh Ruffles there. Ollie Turton's getting some rough stuff on the right hand side, but referee's not interested. Good covering there from Josh Ruffles. Saw the danger, just covered round as all good fullbacks should on Charles there. We are midway through the first half here at the University of Bolton Stadium. It is Bolton 0, Huddersfield Town 0 if you're just joining us on HTTV. Kieran Phillips pressing again. Bolton come away with it with Johnston, former Scotland under-21 international player. Some nice stuff, Bolton, when they get going. Afolayan, I think Charles looked for Afolayan there. Town equally, really dangerous on the break, and now that's good pace there from Karoma, who gets round the outside of Gethin Jones momentarily, and then Jones, I think Josh has bought that one a little bit. He got a bit close to Jones and then just went over when the hand came out. It was a soft one, but you take it as a Town man. Really positive stuff from Josh, to be fair. He realised Jones was isolated. Quite a big lad for a right back, Gethin Jones, and just decided to try his luck on the outside. He's won Town a free kick in a dangerous position here. Another one quite wide on this left hand side here, but every Bolton man barring one in the box at the moment, and that's just in fact, Afolayan's just come out to join Charles in a 2-man wall. Town also with plenty forward, just Turton, Holmes and Lee Nichols, along with Thomas and Karoma over the ball here. Karoma runs over it. Sorba Thomas whips a great ball into the danger zone, and I think that's Santos that has to head it behind for a corner with Kieran Phillips close by. Really good ball from Sorba Thomas again. He's going to make the long jog over to the far side now to take this corner, I think, Sorba. Round of applause for some of the Bolton subs who've just come out to warm up. Town's bench today. Now Kieran Phillips is on the pitch. Has a young look to it. Of course, the other senior lads played at Tranmere Rovers earlier today. 4-1 win under the watchful eye of Narcisse Palash. Goals from Ben Jackson, the left back. Brahima Diarra. Fantastic finish from Jordan Rhodes and Danny Grant as well. Now Thomas into the box. That's I think that was John Russell with the initial header, and the clearance has gone nowhere actually. So Jonathan Hogg with a left foot volley, and now Bolton have the chance to try and break, and Sorba Thomas does really well, gets alongside his man there, and now Town have got back well, but Dion Charles equally carries the ball pretty well, and I think that was Ollie Turton or Jonathan Hogg with a little flick at the ankles there. Just watching the replay, it was John Russell's header that was goal bound until it hit the defender. Dion Charles, a popular man with the Bolton faithful. Good positive player, lots of energy about him, Dion Charles. 26 now, joined from Accrington in January. Scored quite a few goals for Accrington Stanley. He's got 8 caps for Northern Ireland. Now it's a Town have to defend this one now. Big Santos is forward, his notable height. MJ Williams, the midfielder, a big guy too. Just pulling towards the back post. Charles is blocking Ruffles off as he tries to watch that one, but it's a combination of Hogg and Ward. I think it was Hoggy that headed that one behind, so it's a corner to Bolton on the far side of our camera position. Aaron Morley going over to take it. Still only 22, Morley. It feels like he's been at Rochdale a long time, but former Man City junior. Got a good right foot. Narcisse Palash, the set-piece guru for Town. He's just the voice, Danny Ward, as he always does, flicks it clear at the near post, and now Ruffles is quick to get out to the near side. Now a good ball inside to Dwayne Holmes. Dwayne just has to check back and has to go back to the keeper with the centre-back Johnston putting him under pressure, but Nichols, everyone points towards Ollie Turton, and Town get it out that way. Kieran Phillips with a forward run in front of him, but I think Turts is going to come back. He does. He goes to Tom Lees. Lees just takes it down, and now Nichols is under pressure from Afolayan. He takes a touch, and Afolayan clatters into Lee Nichols, but Turton does really well, and then Russell, he's messed that up. It was a great little inside touch to start with, but he just didn't quite get the drive out to Sorba Thomas, and the wingers have switched momentarily here. Here's Sorba, and Dwayne Holmes gives him support. Josh Ruffles tries to spin on it, but it's good play from the right back Jones to read that one and win the ball back. The wingers are just going to stay put for now until the ball goes dead or the opportunity comes around. So Sorba Thomas it is, that's near Connor Bradley here, and now here's MJ Williams, the big former Liverpool man. Good press again from Danny Ward, but he's not got a lot of support here at the moment, so he has to charge out to Santos. Santos does well, just checks inside, then has to go back to his goalkeeper. Kieran Phillips, they're happy to try and build patiently here at Bolton. They play some nice stuff. Here's Morley into Kieran Lee, who's still got loads of energy. He's now 34, Kieran Lee. There's a run inside from Bradley, and it's a good run from Bradley, but I think that ball's just going to be overcooked. It is. Ruffles close by. Being really involved in the action, Josh Ruffles here to the first half hour. It is still 0-0. Ian Everett, the manager of Bolton, with a big round of applause there. Still massive, Ian Everett. Remember him playing against Town a lot as a centre-back for Blackpool in particular. Kieran Phillips, better touch this time, does better, although he might have just pushed that too far for Ollie Turton. Turts has done well to keep the ball in, and now Kieran Phillips, big forward run there, looking for the return pass, but we go inside to John Russell instead, who spreads play out to Ruffles. Ruffles gets a call from Tom Lees and uses the experienced defender. It might be offside there, Danny Ward. Yeah, he needed the ball earlier. I think he's going to say that to Ruffles. It was a good idea, but just got that one wrong. And now Bolton quickly take it, and they've managed to find Kieran Lee between the lines of defence and midfield here, but Karoma does well just to make him check back. Afolayan meets Jonathan Hogg. Tom Lees does really well, actually. And then Afolayan, Sorba Thomas saw that coming, and that's a... What is the ref doing here? He's not being immensely popular with either side here. I think he's going to be a Town free kick. Afolayan with the petulant kick of the ball to stop it being taken quickly. It is a Town free kick in the end. Good defending there from Town's centre-back duo of Hogg and Lees. Hoggy, the skipper's armband, of course, the club captain. Sorba Thomas has tried to let that run to Kieran Phillips, but Kieran had just started to make a run. So Bolton have possession back. Pressure from Kieran, but Bolton still work it wide to Declan John. John has almost... John is played through by a touch from Town, and there's a man out here on the right. It's Bradley again, the Liverpool man. Ruffles comes out to meet him. That's not the best cross in the world, so Lee Nichols claims. And good ball out from Nichols to Dwayne Holmes, who's got space to drive into here. He's got three ahead of him as well. It's nice play. Karoma's offside. I thought he'd stayed on. He faked the inside run just to take the defender away from him, then checked back outside, which is what Holmes was looking for, but he must have been offside still. Hogg with a great little touch in front of Dion Charles. Good centre-back play from Hoggy. Approaching his 10th season at Town. I think this is his 10th season, actually, so he'll be due a testimonial next summer. Jonathan, been a fantastic servant, hasn't he, to Town? Still contributes so much to the squad as well. Here he is, just stepping away from Afolayan. Gives it to Sorba Thomas. Sorba's just got to be careful here, because Hogg's just stepped out in front of him, but John Russell sensibly just covers that space, wins the ball back with his bleached blonde hair. Here's Lees into Ruffles. Ruffles with a good ball into Danny Ward. Danny Ward can open the play out there, Russell, but he goes back to the left-hand side. Great ball into Dwayne Holmes. Now Holmes can drive into the area. Can Town make this count? It's well defended. And Russell does well. Just picks up the second balls. Here's Josh Ruffles. Ruffles into Dwayne Holmes. Dwayne gets a big shout. It's a good check there from Holmes. But this three-man, brilliant play. Dwayne Holmes gets the ball back. And now here's Karoma with a chance to shoot. Karoma absolutely skies it for a second time this game. That's disappointing from Josh. Head in his hands there when he hit that one, because that was a better position this time. Great play from Dwayne Holmes in the build-up there. He did lose it for a second, sprinted to win it back, and then it's very presentable for Josh Karoma. Should do better there on his right side. Good play from Town though. It's been a good game actually for a pre-season friendly. Chances at both ends. Bolton certainly a good team. You can see why they're fancied in League One. Drifted forward to Kieran Lee. That's a lovely little flick towards Afolayan, but Hogg has read it beautifully, Jonathan Hogg, and he gets ahead of the danger man to cut out that danger. Say danger more. Commentary just strange things to you. Right, here's Jonathan Hogg. Just settles on the ball, Tom Lees. He's got Turton to his right. Going to come back to his left, and Hogg is back in possession. He hits one of them trademark crossfield passes into Turts. Turton gives it to Russell, and he drives forward over halfway. Ollie Turton. He's tried to push the ball out to Sorba Thomas under pressure from Dion Charles. Liven up is a shout from Lee Nichols. Been pretty lively to me so far, but high standards from Town all over the pitch. No problem with that. Declan John, he's got plenty of catch for Wales, Declan John. He's had a good career, actually, the left-back who's taken this throw-in. He, ex-Swansea, Cardiff and Rangers. He's still only 27 years old. Good player. Not many players who play for Cardiff and Swansea. Off the Christmas card list of everyone. More good pressing there from Kieran Phillips, the Town striker. Big season for Kieran, this. Fraser Campbell leaving. He effectively sits here as third striker right now, depending on how you view Josh Karoma. Not the best passenger player there from Sorba Thomas. He's annoyed with himself. Just bad control there as he got the throw in from Ollie Turton. Just been praising the game, and then there's been a distinct lack of quality in the last minute there from both sides, but does happen. It is pre-season, we're still practicing. Good play from Sorba Thomas, who trying to win the ball back, but MJ Williams does well there. Just check season John Russell had, by the way. You just take him for granted now that he's a first team player. This time last year, coming off the back of being released by Chelsea, alone at Accrington in League One, where he hadn't played all that often. Signed for Town's B team, the rest is history. Bolton clear the lines up to halfway. Tom Lees unopposed for the header, but Bolton pick up the seconds, and here's Afolayan again, who plays a good ball out to the right hand side for Bradley, the Liverpool loanee. Bradley flips it inside, he's going to go for the 1-2, that's going to be overplayed though. Good position again from Ruffles, who tracked that run all the way. Here's Ollie Turton. Kieran Phillips comes short, but Turton chooses to go back to Jonathan Hogg. Oh, now then, Tom Lees just does enough, gets a foot on the ball. He took too long on that. Dion Charles knows he got a foot on the ball there as well. Closed down by Charles. Just managed to put the recovery tackle in to stop that one, putting Charles through on goal in the end. He's a tenacious player, Charles. Russell onto Lees' left foot. Now that's a good ball if Karoma can get there. Use of his body is good there from Josh Karoma. Real good high press there from Bolton, but Town stay calm. Try and play their way out of it. Understand we just dropped out for a few seconds there. Apologies for that, but we are back now, I'm told. Thanks for your patience. Often reliant on the internet that's on site here. It's been pretty good on the whole, I have to say. Here's Dwayne Holmes. Holmes, great little fake there. Looked like he was going back to Hogg, but then just squared it across to Turton. Now Turton has got space to move into again. Sorba Thomas did start that run in fairness, but then checked back, and Ollie had already played the pass. Just a note while we're waiting for James Trafford, the keeper, to bring this ball back. But season card holders, if you are a new season card holder, or you've changed seat, changed stand from last season, you should now, or over this weekend, get your new season card for the new campaign. If you haven't changed seat and you sit where you sat before, you haven't changed your name, your address, etc., just use last season's season card, basically. That's all you need to do. Town's going to get possession back here through Sorba Thomas, and it's a throw-in to Town. The digital option for your season card, you will notice last season's has now expired. We're going to be sending the emails out to every season card holder on Monday. So if you like to use the digital version, you're going to be getting a new one on Monday, guys. So just hold fire on that. That's the plan. High press again from Bolton here, and Town just about get away with playing out of that. Now John Russell's got space to move into. John's got Turton to his right. He goes further than that, goes to Thomas. Sorba Thomas drills the ball in towards Kieran Phillips. Big chance now, Kieran. Oh, he beat the keeper, but fair play to Santos, who got back to block that shot. He gets a high five from his goalkeeper, and I'm not surprised because that was really presentable there. Sorba Thomas has driven cross, found Phillips. He took a good touch, found space to shoot. He did shoot across the keeper. It was a good effort, but Santos, the Bolton captain, did really well to get back alongside his custodian. Stop that one out. Another good chance for the Terriers, though. Driven ball into Dion Charles. Good play from Tom Lees, but Charles has done really well actually, and so has John Russell. Just pokes the ball from away from the Bolton man. Now Ruffles, he tries to find Holmes, but just came a bit late, that pass. He apologises to Josh. Now Holmes is under pressure again. I do like Dwayne Holmes centrally. I think he offers you a lot, that ability to drive past midfielders, something that Lewis O'Brien did very well, of course. Something else that Dwayne Holmes does too. It's rare that you have central midfield players that can do that in your ranks, and we've been lucky to have a few. Hogg looks for a big ball out towards Ruffles. Bradley covers it well, but I think Town's going to get there through Danny Ward. Does really well. No idea what he was doing that deep, but he's done really well to pick the ball up. And now here's Ruffles. He's got Holmes alongside him. Holmes steps forward, looks for the 1-2. That's really good from Dwayne Holmes. Oh, he's overplayed it. Tried to fake the shot there and then slide it into Kieran Phillips and then overplayed the pass. Big opportunity for Town again. Jonathan Hogg claps actually, because it was really good play between, I think it was Karoma and Holmes, to get the latter through into that shooting position. Just a bit too elaborate there from Dwayne, but good play again. I mean, some really good stuff here from Town this half, but still 0-0 at the University of Bolton Stadium. Here's Connor Bradley, the Liverpool man. Is closed down well by Josh Karoma, but the ball ricochets into the path of Trafford. I think James Trafford, well I know James Trafford was part of the England under-21 side that played at the Johnson Stadium in the summer. An actual defeat to Slovenia under-21. Slovenia very good on the night actually, but Trafford 19, he's on loan from Man City. Had a successful loan here at the second half of last season. They brought him back for the new campaign. Fair play to Trafford. Not a lot of 19-year-old goalkeepers playing league football at this standard, so all power to him now. Dwayne Holmes pressures Williams. Santos under pressure from Ward, but they've done really well there, Bolton, to be fair to them, until the last ball is a bit speculative, and Hogg should clean this up, and he does. Dion Charles again pressing, but with half-time looming, Nichols takes no chances, drives the ball forward towards Santos, and John Russell got a first touch to it, but is giving up possession. Good ball out to Bradley. Bradley's going for the 1-2, but instead it goes back to Jones. Here's Afolayan again, the danger man. Absolutely all over the pitch, Afolayan. He is a winger or a striker, but he's been all over. He's actually 3 minutes to be added here this half because of the injury to Matty Pearson. John Russell, just the calmest man in Lancashire, just taking some touches on the edge of his own box. No rush. Jones, I tell you what, Karoma's done well there. Just put his arm on the back of Jones and forced the header out. John Russell just... They give fans kittens at times, but it's the way he plays. John, he's got real faith in his ability, and why not? I mean, he's a good passer of the ball, but such physique as well. It's so hard once he's got the ball under control to get it off him. He can just stick those big arms out, and there's no getting near him, really. Ruffles just waiting for a few options here. He's got Holmes and Ward coming short. He does then pass the ball up to Kieran Phillips, and Phillips knocks a really nice ball into the path of Ollie Turton. Done pretty well, Kieran Phillips, since he's come on, actually. He's positive in his play. Another one who's a B-team signing, of course. Danny Ward with a great header, and that's a goal. Fantastic header from Town's top scorer last season. A really early cross from Sorba Thomas. He's gone straight to Sorba to celebrate their early cross, and I think Santos thinks he's just going to head this away, but Danny Ward runs across him, climbs highest, and puts a looping header perfectly into the top corner. Bolton Wanderers 0, Huddersfield Town 1. That one's a media team's nightmare there as well, because it means all the graphics that have half-time 0-0 that have been prepared have to be changed now, but who cares? Town ahead And to be fair, I think Town have deserved it as well. Bolton have been lively, but we've had some chances. Of all the chances we've had, that's probably one of the hardest to take, to be honest. But fantastic season from Wardy last year. We know how good he is in the air. Santos is 6'6". He thinks he's just heading that one away, and Wardy on the move gets across his centre back, and it's a fantastic header. It's exactly where he's meant to put it, you've got to say. I'm going to say I think that's the first goal of pre-season for Danny. So again, always good for your strikers to get off the mark. Jonathan Hogg cleans up there, and now Hogg and Russell, and then Ward tries to flick it into Phillips, but not there now. Dwayne Holmes with the header. Tom Lees has got a few for company, but that's not a great ball from Leesy actually, but Dwayne Holmes does really well. Just played well, Dwayne. He's had a good pre-season for me, Dwayne Holmes, playing through the middle. Combative character, Dwayne, I think I said earlier. He likes to tackle. Good play from Russell, and Turton just inches away from squeezing that inside, and now he's grabbing at Declan John. And the referee plays on. Good play there from John again. Bolton come away with it through Lee, and here's Santos. We are moments away from the half-time whistle here at the University of Bolton Stadium. That's a really bad pass from now then. I don't mind it from Dwayne Holmes. He knows the clock's ticking down. He saw when he won possession there that Trafford was off his line. Wasn't well directed in the end from Dwayne, but I don't mind stuff like that. Especially with there were 15 seconds till half-time. I think when Trafford plays this, the referee is going to blow his whistle, and he does. Darren Handley brings an end to a lively first half here of pre-season. It is Bolton Wanderers 0, Huddersfield Town 1, thanks to that late header from Danny Ward, who's grinning as he leaves the pitch. Thanks for joining us this first half. We will be back with you after the 15-minute break for the second half of pre-season here at the University of Bolton Stadium. Hi everyone, welcome back to the University of Bolton Stadium. We're moments away from the second half here. I'm just having a quick look around at the subs. I don't expect there'll be many, as we said pre-match. It is 1-0, by the way, I should say that, if you're just joining us for the second half. Danny Ward's late first half header has given Town the lead over our hosts, Sky Bet League 1 promotion hopefuls at Bolton Wanderers. Just looking at the subs here, Kieran Phillips obviously already on. Unfortunately, this injury to Matty Pearson. I have no idea how serious it is yet, so there's no point in me guessing, but he did walk around the pitch, which is good. Sorba Thomas, I don't expect to play the full 90 today because he rejoined the squad later than the rest after his exploits with Wales. I'm just looking at the subs who were warming up, and Miles Bright has been pulled by John Worthington, who's with the coaching staff today, obviously our B-team manager. Is going through some stuff. I strongly suspect that when Sorba does come off, which I think might be around the hour mark, something like that, it's certainly a plan change in any case, that Miles Bright might be the man you see coming on. Just to give you a little bit of a background to Miles, been at the academy now, I think he's just about to start his fourth season, Miles. Really interesting player, very skillful. Quick feet, right footer. Can play through the middle of the pitch or wide. Don't think he'll look out of place in the company, I have to say. I really like Miles, he's exciting. Should score more. I'm being really harsh, but he should. But he's a decent player, so I think you might see Miles in the second half at some stage. However, we're just waiting the teams to come out. It's a split tunnel here in a slightly unusual kind of occurrence. But here are the Town players actually coming out of the right-hand tunnels, as I say that. The 11 that finished the first half have come out for the second as well. Kieran Phillips on. He had a good half, Kieran, as well. I've just been reading some of the comments from you guys during half-time, and it does seem that he made a little impression on you, Kieran. He's a good player. Kieran Phillips, no surprise there. He had some horrendous injuries as a kid. He was actually at Town in the Town Academy up until early years, and he got taken by Everton. Had some horrendous injuries at Everton. Had some really bad knee issues, actually. He's come through that, Kieran. It's to his credit. Worked incredibly hard. Missed pretty much a year. Joined Town initially on loan from Everton. Played for the B team, impressed, and then we brought him here. We brought him back home. Big lad too, Kieran. A really good header that tested the home goalkeeper James Trafford in the first half. But he's quick too. He's deceptively fast, Kieran. That's one of his qualities. He doesn't look like he should be. He's a good 6'1", 6'2". He doesn't have quick legs, if you know what I mean. So if you think of a smaller player like Dwayne, who looks to be moving really fast, Kieran's got quite a long stride, but he is fast. Trust me. He's an effective player, Kieran Phillips, so if he can make an impact this season, he's obviously got a little opportunity with Fraser Campbell, effectively the third striker last season in the squad. Has now departed, Fraser, of course. Wish him all the best. What a fantastic lad Fraser Campbell is. Real opportunity here for Kieran Phillips to make an impression, and he's done himself no harm there in the first half, in my opinion. Just waiting Bolton to come back out for the second 45 minutes. Thanks to you all for tuning in. We had 3,000 concurrent watchers during parts of that first half, which is fantastic. I'm glad you're all enjoying it this afternoon. We've just put Danny Ward's goal out on Twitter if you want to have a look at it. Murphy's Law, the camera just decides to unfocus itself just as Danny heads it, but you can still make out what's going on. It's not bad for straight away, I would say. Well done to my colleague Henry for turning that round so quickly. Just a quick rundown of the team as it stands now, if you would, so that wouldn't change. Matty Pearson just going off, hopefully precautionary, after about 10 minutes. It is Lee Nichols in goal, Ollie Turton. Jonathan Hogg has dropped into centre-back since that injury. Tom Lees and Josh Ruffles are the back four. We've now got John Russell partnered by Dwayne Holmes in like the sitting two. In front of them, Sorba Thomas on the right. Kieran Phillips just playing off Danny Ward centrally, with Josh Karoma on the left. A few reminders for those of you that are just joining us for the second half. Town in the all-black away kit this afternoon. The home kit and away kit are now available in-store and online at shop.htfc.com. The third kit, the pink and white variety that you may have seen Yuta Nakayama sporting when we signed him, that's we're just waiting delivery on that, so we're expecting, should definitely be in a position by August, so just keep an eye on htfc.com. It's going to be available soon. Season cards still available, of course. The season gets underway on Friday the 29th at the John Smith Stadium against Burnley, the former Premier League team. Vincent Kompany now in charge, of course, the ex-Man City captain. Tickets on sale now, htafc.com/tickets. It'd be great to see you there at the John Smith Stadium. Thank you for everyone, or to everyone that's bought a season card already as well. Tremendous numbers this season, really good. We've got some music come on, so I'm assuming that means Bolton are here, and they are. Dion Charles, the forward, just having a chat with the referee. I don't think he realises he's left his teammates behind. Just going to have a quick count up of who's coming back onto the pitch. Looks like an unchanged 11 for the Trotters as well. I think there's about 4,500 here today. It looks to me like there's a few hundred Town fans on the right hand side as well. Thank you to all of those guys for making the relatively short trip across. Only 40 minutes here today. M62 behaving in unfashionable sense to get us here, but we'll take it. Just realised we've got no power coming into my laptop. Could be interesting as the half progresses. Referee Mr. Darren Handley just signalling to both goalkeepers to get us underway. I think it's Kieran Lee who's going to get us underway. The former Sheffield Wednesday midfielder, still going strong. Town had a really good press in the first half. I thought it was excellent, and it created several opportunities winning the ball back high. Press again forces an errant pass, but it's a tough one for John Russell to control. It rebounds off his knees, and then it's a good crossfield pass out to Connor Bradley. Bradley's going to try his luck at running at the Town defence. He comes in field. It's a attempted pass inside, but Sorba Thomas has tracked it well, but he then gifted possession back to Bolton, and here's Morley, the midfielder, just drifts out to the right hand side with Thomas following him across the pitch. He just created the space to cross, and it's see what he's trying to do, trying to just drift one into Dion Charles, but Turton and just rides Charles off the ball, allows Lee Nichols to claim unopposed. Throw out to Turton now. Turton under pressure immediately from great ball. Good move from Dwayne Holmes as well, and now here's Sorba Thomas. He's got Johnston for company, the centre-back, and now he's going to pick up that second ball. It's really good play again, actually, from MJ Williams, who just stretched a bit there. Dwayne Holmes picking up lovely pockets of space in midfield, though. He just looking for a pass again. Sorba Thomas into Holmes, to Thomas again, just exchanging some 1-2s, and now here's Ollie Turton, who flicks it back into the path of Sorba Thomas. Now here's Danny Ward, who's dropped short. Passes it into Josh Ruffles. Ruffles strides forward. He just knocks it off to Karoma. Karoma comes onto his right foot. Karoma, it's well tackled actually by Bradley. Did really well again. He's been good, the Liverpool loanee. That's a hopeful ball into Afolayan though, and Hogg again marshals it well. Bright start again from the Terriers here. Danny Schofield's Terriers. The second half. Danny's just giving out the instructions. Oh dear, that's not a good ball from Jonathan Hogg. Just going to break off here because Dion Charles has got free. Charles strikes it. It's a good block from Tom Lees, and Hogg will be disappointed with himself there because that was a poor crossfield pass. Tom Lees has to bail him out there. It's the kind of pass Jonathan Hogg would blast you over if you're not Jonathan Hogg. Anyway, corner to Bolton on the far side. It's Aaron Morley, the midfielder, who steps across to take it. Every single Town player back in the penalty area to defend this. Josh Karoma just goes out to check on the short one to Kieran Lee there. Dwayne Holmes around the penalty spot. The rest of the Town players marking men on the edge. Goes in towards the near post, and Danny Ward actually flicks it towards the back post. So Josh Ruffles not quite sure what was behind him, and he stayed in. It's hit the corner flag actually, and Afolayan's going to pick this one up. He crosses. It's a great ball actually, and I tell you what, Ollie Turton's done terrifically well there actually, because Gethin Jones has got a good few inches on him. Turton uses all his experience there just to get underneath Jones and head it behind for another corner. Good delivery there from Afolayan from this left side, and now they take it quick on this occasion, and Bolton work the ball out to Declan John, the left back. John shoots, it's blocked by Danny Ward, but the ball cannons out to the right side for Morley. Morley crosses. Lee Nichols, comfortable take for the Town stopper. Bolton not letting Nichols get that one away quickly, but he does an excellent throw out to the left side for Ruffles, and now here's Karoma. Karoma can step inside, he gives it to John Russell. This striking new haircut, John. What a man. Yeah, Turton with a good infield run there, just drags the man away, Afolayan, and now it gives Sorba Thomas a one-on-one opportunity with Declan John, and he goes on his right-hand side. John does well, but he wins Town a corner. Clever play from Ollie Turton there, really good stuff. He just took Afolayan, the winger, in field with his run. Let John Russell find Thomas and isolate the full-back one-on-one, and it's one Town a corner, the first of the second half. Plenty to aim for at the back post. Russell, Ruffles, Phillips, Hogg and Lees all there. Ward near the goalkeeper as ever. Town players make the run now. Thomas puts one in towards the near post. Hogg heads it and it's so close to being a second, and Jonathan Hogg is annoyed with himself because he probably should score once he gets there. 2 goals for Hoggy last season. We saw him, Narcís Palace, it's one of his innovations. It might not sound like the most innovative thing in the world, but Jonathan Hogg in the box off set pieces. He's a good header of a football, Jonathan Hogg. Traditionally always been one of those guys that's kept back from set pieces to do the defensive work, and I think Narcís Palace has realised actually can add a lot up front, and he should score there after getting free. Bolton have broke the press here now, and here's Kieran Lee. He's got Afolayan just inside him. He's got Hogg for company. Afolayan drives low off his left. It's easy pickings for Nichols, but a good counter-attack from our League One hosts. Afolayan, the player of the year here at Bolton last season after that 9th place finish. You can see why he drifts all over the pitch. He's an interesting player. Think of interesting. Look where Danny Ward's going to pick this ball up here. He's got men on. And as he's done that, Kieran Phillips has stayed high. It's a really interesting one. Good block there from the Bolton man on Ruffles. But with Ward dropping in now, isn't it interesting to see the differences in this team under Danny Schofield to last season? And there does seem to be a conscious effort to get players nearer to Ward. We've seen it all pre-season, whether it's Dwayne Holmes or now Kieran Phillips, having a player playing as that 10 but also becomes a striker when out of possession and sometimes when in possession as well. Tries to clip that towards Ruffles. Ruffles wins the first header well, and now Phillips tries to get there ahead of Santos, but Santos clears the ball. Town have it back. Yeah, just getting someone near. So it did mean then that when Danny Ward dropped in, Town still have that focal point. They've still got Kieran Phillips playing as the 9. Phillips just drifting off his man now. Town put under pressure, and Hogg blasts all his teammates for not giving him an option, particularly John Russell. It's a good ball into Phillips. It's a good... Well, I think that's a foul from Santos, but it did seem to come through the back of Phillips, but the referee happy. In a good position, to be fair, the referee, that he won the ball. A robust character is Santos. 6'6" of him. Hulking great figure as well when you walk past him in the tunnel. Crossfield ball is good towards Declan John, the Wales international. Takes it down well. Turton's closed him down. Comes inside onto his right. Now here's Afolayan again, who's going to try and look like he was shaping to shoot, and he does shoot, and it's straight down Lee Nichols' throat once again. Now here's Ollie Turton on the ball. Bolton also pressing really high here, but Phillips needs to look after that. Needs to do better there. Kieran is gifted possession back to the hosts, and now this is dangerous because here's Morley, and he's closing down. Morley is closed down by Lees, and then Hogg, strong tackle, brings it away. Now he's going to try and set Karoma away, but I think his ball's just a little bit too straight for Josh. Tom Lees with a fantastic header up above Dion Charles, but it's a good few minutes here from Bolton, trying to pressure Town into an error. Good touch from Gethin Jones there. That crossfield pass, trying to look for Declan John again, but it's overhit on this occasion. Town just with the opportunity to settle things down a little bit now. Look how high the press is from Bolton as well. They've got 5 players really pressing high onto Town's backline. Town are quite happy with that in a sense. You kind of want to draw them on and then try and break the press. Do need to find an option for this throw in though, and there is Sorba Thomas who picks it up, and then Turton goes all the way back to Jonathan Hogg. Hogg drives the ball forward towards Phillips and Santos wins the first header. Great play, Sorba Thomas, who's first to the second ball. And now Sorba tries to clip in Kieran Phillips. He's going to be sent offside, unfortunately, and Kieran just fires wide anyway, but really good idea from Sorba, and Kieran did really well when he actually got the first touch, but he had just strayed offside there, the young forward. Nice idea from Sorba. He was alert to win that 50-50 with Johnston, the centre-back, as well. Up towards Ollie Turton. Turton covers round well and wins the first header. Here's Sorba Thomas, gets a little flick to the second, but MJ Williams, the midfielder, can pick it up for Bolton. He's going to go all the way back to his goalkeeper, James Trafford. Town again just trying to set traps while Bolton try and get out of possession, but they've done really well there. And Afolayan's turned and drives at the Town defence, John Russell, for company, and John's done enough to force an errant touch. Oh, Dwayne Holmes, that's not good. And now Dion Charles. Oh, that's a good pass through, but really good defending there from Tom Lees, actually. Dwayne did the first bit pretty well. He got back and made the interception, but his first touch was horrendous on that occasion. It just forced an error. Dwayne again, and Turton now. Phillips, really good play from Phillips. And now Danny Ward's got Santos for company. Santos, he's trying to get back onto his left foot. Really good defending from Santos, to be fair to him. Danny just trying to check back onto his left and gave Santos the opportunity, but it's a good ball down the line, to be fair. And Afolayan's tried to old man Hoggy there, and that's not going to happen. Jonathan Hogg wins the ball back. Now Bradley pressures Ruffles, and he knocks the header towards Karoma, but Gethin Jones clears. And that's really good covering there from Tom Lees once again. Leesy does really well. Now Josh Ruffles going to concede a corner down that far side. End-to-end stuff all of a sudden now. Another corner for Town to defend here. We're about 11 minutes into the second half. It is Bolton Wanderers 0, Huddersfield Town 1 still, thanks to Danny Ward's first half header. Aaron Morley over to take that corner. A reminder again that tickets are available for our home opener against Burnley next Friday. htafc.com/tickets. We'd love to see you there. Plenty of targets again for Ian Everett's men here. Town got to stay strong. It's hooked towards the back post, and Santos on this occasion. Santos wins the header, bounces off the post, and then Tom Lees manages to hook it clear. Santos using all of his 6'6" to good effect there, got the first header. I think it might have taken a little deflection actually, and Nichols left rooted to the spot, but Town get away with it. Bolton on the attack here at the moment, and a good spell, probably the best spell of the game in a sustained manner for the home side. Trafford, the goalkeeper, practically on halfway here as Town settle into the shape and look to defend, and that's a good little flick round the corner for Gethin Jones from Bradley again. It's a good ball in. Charles heads over. Bolton just applying pressure here as much as they have done at any stage in this game. Still feel Town are dangerous at the other end though, as we saw from that nice move where Ward just couldn't get past Santos a few moments ago. Narcisse Palace just giving Sorba Thomas some instructions to get higher on the pitch. Now Town moving around now, and it's drifted out towards Sorba Thomas. It might just be too high for him. It is. So it's a throw into Bolton, just right in front of Danny Schofield here, the Town technical area. Town just need to get hold of the ball here a little bit, to be honest. Bolton pressing really, really high, really making an effort to try and get back on level terms. Here's Santos again. Santos now. Town, it's their turn to put the pressure on as Kieran Phillips goes towards the goalkeeper, but he wasn't backed up particularly well on that occasion, so it let Bolton get out. Town with a better shape now if they do try and play through us. Trafford very comfortable with the ball at his feet, as you'd expect from a Manchester City goalkeeper. Danny Ward just applying the pressure, forces the ball forward. It's a bit of an aimless one, as I've just said that, from Trafford, so Hogg wins, and then now then, that was almost, Town got a bit lucky there as Sorba Thomas just tried to volley it over Santos. He almost put Karoma through, but Bolton have got away with it, and it's easy pickings for Lee Nichols on this occasion, who quickly bowls the ball out to Josh Ruffles. Ruffles, good pass into John Russell there. Now John with space to move into. He's got Danny Ward, should have played Danny Ward through there for me. It's easy for me to say, but Town has still got it in fairness, and now here's Russell. He plays it out to the right hand side for Sorba Thomas. Sorba Thomas back to the edge of the box. Dwayne Holmes, it sits up nicely. Dwayne volleys, but good block from George Johnston, the centre back. Danny Ward still ticking about the fact that he didn't get that ball from John Russell. He did make a good run there, to be fair, but equally, to be fair to John, he did keep hold of possession, got Town from the halfway point to the edge of the box, and then Dwayne Holmes just waited a little bit too long to strike that volley as the ball sat up. Good chest from Afolayan again. He's a good player, Afolayan. I do like him. He just shrugs Dwayne Holmes off there and goes back in field to Morley. Bolton have got players over on the right hand side here. Now here's Kieran Lee, goes into Bradley. Bradley with a good ball, but Jonathan Hogg, excellent defending to get ahead of Charles and clear the ball behind. Make a good centre-back, Jonathan Hogg. Playing in a 2 today, of course. Town not going with that back 3 that we saw last season, this pre-season, with Danny Schofield. Town with more defending to do here. Real end-to-end stuff at the moment, to be fair. It's a good game, this, for a pre-season friendly. Still 1-0 Town. Got to watch out for Santos, the danger man again. He won his header last time. And Danny Ward and Dwayne Holmes get it clear. And Josh Karoma, not really with any option there, just hooks the ball into the Bolton half and lets Town get back up the pitch. Good defensive line from Town there. They've got out well. Forces Trafford just to settle as everyone gets back up the pitch. Here's Johnston, the former Scotland under-21 international. On the left-hand side, actually, so that was Gethin Jones, apologies. Still getting used to the Bolton players. Trafford drives the ball forward now towards the right-hand side. It'll be a Town throw-in, I think. As Jones won the header above Ruffles. Looking at the substitutes, Bolton have got 3 warming up. Town 2, and Aldo Krasnicki and Neo Eccleston from the B team. Again, this is the game where you're trying to get as many minutes as possible into the legs ahead of the big one next Friday, so no surprise that there's been no unenforced changes to Town. Matty Pearson went off in the first half, if you are just joining us, with a small injury. Hopefully it's precautionary. Josh Ruffles, the ball just ricochets off Josh, unfortunately, so it's a Bolton throw-in. Bolton take it quickly. Here's Morley again. Good ball from Bradley in field, and now Dion Charles tries to go on the outside of Jonathan Hogg. Absolutely fantastic defending from Jonathan Hogg. Just stuck his body between Charles and the ball. Was steamrolled by the forward, and then he wins a free kick. Really, really good from Jonathan. Nice play again from Bradley on the right hand side. I think he's been one of Bolton's better players today, Connor Bradley, the Northern Ireland international, the Liverpool loanee. Town trying to build again patiently. Here's John Russell. Russell plays it into Karoma. Karoma needs to just hold the ball up. Great play, Town. Really nice. Now the pitch opens up and Russell plays that into Turton, who gives a short one to Holmes. He's got Thomas on his inside. Oh no, Dwayne, that's not the one. He's just tried to run the ball over to Hogg, and Afolayan instead has driven forward, and then Ruffles has to come round and cover, and Dwayne Holmes now gets hold of the ball. Annoyed with himself there, Dwayne. He did recover well, in fairness to him. Plays the ball into Russell. Great ball from Russell, first time into Danny Ward. Now here's Karoma, and it's momentarily Karoma against Jones, and he goes on his outside. Now Kieran Phillips trying to get across. It's not a great ball in the end from Josh Karoma. Didn't have enough, neither a shot nor a cross. The first bit from Russell and Ward was excellent. See Danny Ward just dropping in again. It's almost like Ward and Phillips have switched roles here. Ward's playing slightly deeper in the second half, allowing Kieran Phillips to be the number 9, the focal point. And Afolayan here is absolutely all over the pitch for Bolton. Johnston steps forward now, the former Feyenoord man. Gives it to Declan John. Bolton really do play. It's nice on the eye the way that Bolton play. Two teams really trying to get the ball down and build moves here. The pitch is fantastic here as well, you have to say. Probably the nearest stadium aesthetically to the John Smiths that you get. With the archers, of course. John Russell, great feet. Good little body swerve there to make space beyond 2 Bolton players. And now here's Russell again. Russell just opens the pitch out, receives on the back foot. Good ball into Ollie Turton, who spins towards the Bolton goal. He's got Sorba Thomas tight to the touchline. Instead goes back to Jonathan Hogg. John Russell into Hogg again. Hogg just opens out. Here's Turton. That's not a great ball from Turton. Just sold him short. And Dwayne Holmes just holding his ankle there. Bit of a hospital pass from Ollie Turton. I think Ollie realised it as well, but Dwayne not wanting to show any weakness, and Hogg just drills a ball against the Bolton man again. Does well to recover the seconds, and then not so good from Ollie Turton. Good stuff from Dwayne Holmes. Oh, the referee is not taken to Dwayne Holmes today. He's already booked him in the first half. Didn't like a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge there. Dwayne Holmes not in the same weight class as MJ Williams, you have to say, but referee taking exception to it nonetheless. Darren Handley do pretty well to get sent off in a pre-season friendly. Dwayne Holmes walking that tightrope at the moment. Free kick to Bolton anyway, pretty much on halfway. Johnston's going to square this to Santos. Bolton work the ball across left to right. Looking here, Miles Bright just coming in from the bench. Still no signs of a sub for either side at the moment, other than that enforced one in the first half with Kieran Phillips coming on. Town just setting traps again. It's a nice pass from Santos, to be fair to him, and then Morley's massively overplayed that. So it's a goal kick to the Terriers. Sorba Thomas just getting a little intake of, I think, glucose or whatever it is they have in those packets. Actually going to Kieran Phillips, I think. Nope, to Danny Ward. I was wrong. It's making its way all the way across the pitch, so Ward just getting a little energy boost here. Tom Lees sets the ball down here as we're going to take this goal kick. Afolayan stood practically next to him as he was doing it, so Lee Nichols just pointing that out. Now Nichols clips it towards Danny Ward. That is a fantastic ball. Great take on the chest from Wardy as well. The goal scorer today, here's Sorba Thomas. Sorba just waiting for the run of Turton on the outside, but comes inside instead and just drifts the ball inside to Ruffles. Ruffles advances to 30 yards out. Josh Ruffles shoots. It's deflected, and it's well taken by Trafford, the goalkeeper. John Russell has read that one into Morley there and forces the Bolton midfielder back towards his own goal. Here's Johnston now, the left-footed centre-back. Into Morley again. Good ball into Afolayan, and now Dwayne Holmes around the feet of Afolayan. They check back and forth together, and good play from Dwayne. He forces the opposing man backwards. Here's Santos again, and Russell is nutmegged by Santos. He gets a bit lucky there, but it's good play there. That's a fantastic pass from, I think it was Morley, into Afolayan again. Afolayan drives forward, he checks back past Hogg and then gives it to the left for John. This is danger here. John, horrible cross, massively overdone. I think he was trying to find Connor Bradley at the back post, but really way too much power on that, way too much. Good play from Afolayan again. Beat Jonathan Hogg in the build there. Got a bit lucky initially when Santos nutmegged Russell, but from there on in it was good play from Bolton. I feel like there's another goal in this either way. We are 22 minutes into the second half. It is Huddersfield Town leading host Bolton Wanderers by a goal to nil. Danny Ward header in the first half. If you're just joining us and you're trying to keep abreast of what's happened today, we did have another game for many of the first team players this morning at a noon kick-off at Tranmere Rovers of League 2. 4-1 win for the Terriers there. There were goals from Ben Jackson, Brahima Diarra, Jordan Rhodes, and just going to break off here because that's pretty good, but that's a centre-back's finish there from Johnston. Jordan Rhodes, and the final one from Danny Grant. There is going to be a sub here, first for Bolton of the game. It's number 20, Kieran Lee, the midfielder that's going off. He's going to be replaced by Amadou Bakayoko, who's a striker, Sierra Leone international, formerly of Coventry City and Walsall. Scored a lot of goals for those two teams. This might be a little change in shape here. Lee was playing quite high, in fairness, Kieran Lee, the 34-year-old, but it's going to see where everyone pops up here. Looks like it might almost be a kind of 4-3-1-2 here now, the way that they're setting up, because Bakayoko's gone right up front with Dion Charles, and then you're just looking at where Afolayan is, and he's right behind them, so pretty attacking move there from Ian Evatt. It's all about minutes, of course, at the moment. Why Bakayoko's on the pitch. Lots of conflabs on the Town bench at the moment. Just what might happen. Kieran Phillips and Santos challenge for that one, and Danny Ward sensibly picks it up and then drives past the midfielder. Tries to find Sorba Thomas. Sorba, ball just didn't have quite enough on it, so just has to check back momentarily. Wardy plays a great pass into Ollie Turton. Lots of Town players in the box. That's been a feature of pre-season. Ward into Sorba Thomas. Not the best return ball, but Sorba's managed to pick up the seconds. Sorba's going to try and duck it into Kieran Phillips. I don't know why he didn't just square it to Dwayne Holmes there, but if it comes off, it's a great ball, in fairness. Now Town need to be alive to this because Bolton have rolled it out quickly. Good ball into the attack there, and Ollie Turton is offside, actually, is Bakayoko, so good line from Town. Good covering from Ollie Turton there as well, just got to the ball first ahead of Afolayan. We'll have some post-match reaction for you on hdfc.com as well. Not sure exactly who we'll talk to yet, but either a player or one of the coaching team, just to review today's two-game salvo again. Feels like a productive day at the moment. Hopefully Matty Pearson's knock isn't too bad. Try and find out for that post-match as well. If you are just joining us and you're wondering where a few of the new faces are and some other ones, just watching that crossfield ball, and Josh Ruffles takes it on his chest well. No Tino Andrin today after joining on Thursday night after a big transatlantic flight. He actually played 45 minutes for Chelsea on Wednesday as well, so big journey for Tino. No need for him to play today. Unfortunately, Yuta Nakayama's international clearance, we haven't had the final green light from FIFA. We're expecting it Friday. It hasn't come, unfortunately, so no problem with it. We expect it'll be Monday. But shame it didn't come on Friday. He would have been involved today. I think he actually is here again, Yuta, today, so that's nice. And then 3 players. We've had a bit of illness in the camp this week, unfortunately. So we've got 3 players who've been a bit unwell through different parts of the week. Will Boyle, Aaron Rowe and David Kasumu. They'll be fine. If this was a league game and we really needed them, we think they could have played today, all 3 of them, to be honest. So it's not a giant issue, but slight pass from Russell there. I was looking for a 1-2 with Ward, but nonetheless, Tom Lees picks it up. That's not a good pass from Tom Lees, trying to find the run of Thomas in behind. Going to be a couple of changes imminently for Bolton, and one of them is a welcome one. Les Kachunga about to come on against the Terriers, which is a weird thing to say, but good to see Catcher still plays. 30 now, Catcher. Kieran Sadlier, the winger, also going to come on for Bolton. We're trying our best today to get minutes in the tank, as the phrase goes, for a lot of town players, so might be quite a few playing 90 today, guys. Ollie Turton absolutely wipes out Afolayan, but they play on Bolton here, and they've got 3-on-2 momentarily here as Bakayoko goes out to Bradley, and this is a chance. Bradley shoot, brilliant block. Josh Ruffles, fantastic, and Lee Nichols goes right out to his left back to give him the high five, because that was real danger there, and Ruffles made a lot of ground, having tucked inside to get across to the left hand side and block Bradley's shot. All came from John Russell, gifting possession in midfield there. He's got to be careful at times, John. He's a bit too relaxed for his own good at points. Trying to play a 1-2 with Ward in the centre circle there, and it gave Bolton the chance to break. Still a chance here for Bolton, and the subs wait as the corner's about to be taken. Will Ameson, the centre-back's also going to come on. Town have got work to do first. Ball clipped into the area. Bakayoko is the nearest under it. Jonathan Hogg with a great header. That's slack from Dwayne Holmes, and Dwayne, thankfully, is going to pick the second up. Just rolls inside and then just volleys the ball clear into space. Town work hard to get the defensive line out again here as Bradley collects it and goes back to Trafford. Tom Lees and Jonathan Hogg have marshalled that defence really well from centre-back today. Hard work for Town. They commit bodies forward, Bolton. That's why you've seen Town get them at times, but also Bolton with some good attacks at times. And MJ Williams, good play from Ruffles, though. He steps in front of Bradley to win the ball, and Karoma checks back and goes all the way back to Jonathan Hogg. Sorba Thomas is asking for an early one. Afolayan, is he playing left back now, Afolayan, actually, just looking at it? He might have just switched with Declan John as plays continued here, actually, but he is effectively left back at the moment, so Ruffles goes inside. Oh, it's not good from Danny Ward this time. Town just gifting possession in the centre circle. We've just got to be careful with that. John Russell just grabs Afolayan, but the Bolton man's going to carry on, and he gives the ball out to the right for Gethin Jones. The ideas are right. Don't mind the quick 1-2s and the combination play, but you've got to be careful where you gift up possession at times. And MJ Williams fires a good ball out to, I think that's Jones on the far side. Here's Afolayan again, who's gone from left back to right back in the space of about a minute there. Really given the licence to roam by Ian Evatt, clearly. Especially now Bakayoko has joined Charles up front. Kieran Phillips just drags down Johnston there. It's a shame, Kieran, right idea. Tracking his man. Bolton get the ball moving again. Still no chance for these 3 subs to come on for Bolton. Interesting to see the new combinations around the Town team, just getting used to how each other play. Good head back from Declan Jones there. Karoma and Ruffles on the left side. Oh, he's nutmegged Jonathan Hogg there. Tom Lees has read that like a book and steps across to clear the ball. We might finally get these 3 subs for Bolton now. We're in the 74th minute. So Elias Kachunga is going to get a good reaction from the Town fans in the far corner. He's coming on for Dion Charles. It looks like he's going to go straight up front there, Catcher. Of course, Catcher did join Town as a striker, just didn't play there much under David Wagner. Played on the wide right most of the time. Kieran Sadlier coming on next. experienced League One campaigner, sadly, a left winger. I've seen him play mostly. He does play on the right as well. He's coming on for Connor Bradley, so he might well be playing on the right wing, to be fair. Sadly, like I said, fairly experienced campaigner at this level. Signed from Rotherham, actually, in January. An Irishman, former Sligo and Cork player. And then the final change sees Will Aimson come on, the defender. He's going to replace Gethin Jones. So it looks like Aimson's going to go to right back here. I have seen Aimson play largely through the middle of the pitch as a centre-back or sometimes as a holding midfielder, actually. In fact, just looking where Aimson's going to... Yeah, he's going to go into right back, I think. Or they go back three, maybe. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. Aimson, a real experienced campaigner. He's 28 now. Blackpool, Bury, Plymouth among his former clubs. Here he is, first touch for the new sub. Plays it out to Sadlier on the right side. Might have just gone back three there, actually, or they might be playing... Johnston's a left back, I'm not quite sure. We'll see how things pan out. It's up towards Josh Ruffles. Ruffles does well to win the first header, but Kachunga with his first touch collects the second ball, and now Sadlier drives in field. Tries to give it to Kachunga, but Ruffles with the tackle, and it's a throw into Bolton high up the right hand side. We are going to see Miles Bright imminently here for the Terriers. Miles, I think, will be on for Sorba Thomas, who's just still building up the minutes after playing for Wales in the summer. Here's John Russell, great passing field to Dwayne Holmes. Dwayne's got Kieran Phillips making a run in front of him, but he decides to check back instead, and he's got Turton available to his right side. Turton just receives it on the back, but really nice. Oh, now Sorba Thomas and Turton just get stuck between each other, wondering who's going to go and get that ball. So Bolton back in possession. Town has been a little bit lax in possession for the last 5 minutes here. Good press there from Danny Ward to force Santos back, and now Ward all the way up to Trafford, and he forces Trafford to kick the ball out. There's another three subs coming on for Bolton actually here now, just seeing on this far side, just waiting for the referee to blow his whistle. There's another former Town man coming on here, Kyle Dempsey imminently, but it's going to be the Aussie Jack Iredale on first of all, number 14. Waiting for the fourth official board to go up, and it's the end of Dapo Afolayan's afternoon. He's been really lively, the Bolton Player of the Year. He goes off, and Jack Iredale, the former Cambridge man, comes on. He's a midfielder, Iredale. A little bit more orthodox than Afolayan, I think. Got two more midfielders coming on as well, actually, and the second one is one of Bolton's young chargers, George Thomason, the central midfielder, who's coming on for George Johnston, the centre-back, so that might see MJ Williams go to centre-back, or a little switch around. The 20-year-old's on, Thomason. And the final one, Kyle Dempsey, the former Town man, is coming on for Aaron Morley, another midfield change. Kyle never really got his chance at Town. He was almost a victim of promotion to the Premier League, to be honest. He was one that you feel would have had more championship minutes over time. In the end, he ended up moving on to Fleetwood, Peterborough and Gillingham after leaving Town in 2017. He's 26 years old now. And here's the Town change, as expected. Sorba Thomas. Never likes coming off Sorba, even if it was planned. But good minutes under the belt for Sorba, and it's Miles Bright that comes on. Miles will be a new player to many of you. He's 19, Miles. One of our B-team players. He's been at Town. He joined from grassroots football in London, Lambeth Tigers. He joined from a big junior club in London in 2019. So he's just entering his fourth season as a Town player. Real tricky customer on the ball, Miles. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Generally plays through the middle of the pitch. Can play on either side. Tricky is the best way to describe Miles. I really like him. I think he affects games. Should score more. I said that earlier and I believe it. But it's a good player, Miles. And here he is now. And in fact, he's nicked the ball off the man. He gives it to Danny Ward. And Danny's right, though, unfortunately. And Danny now checks back onto his left. He's trying to roll round the defender, and he does pretty successfully. And it's a nice clip ball into the middle, but it evades everyone and drifts out to Dwayne Holmes. Dwayne's looking for... Oh, it's a horrible pass from Dwayne. Absolutely clubs it out towards Ollie Turton on the overlap, so the danger is averted. But nice Bright, forgive the pun, nice play from Miles Bright there to nick the ball off Jack Iredale. Set that Town attack up, but nothing comes of it, unfortunately. Yeah, interesting player, Miles, really interesting player. Played at Macclesfield in midweek, played a full 90 for the B team. Oh, he's just... Ward tries to flick the ball back to him, and unfortunately he just wasn't quite ready for it there, so Bolton back in possession. After Town won it initially, it's Bolton back with it now. Kieran Phillips just going across to try and put the Bolton men under pressure. Here's MJ Williams again, the deepest of the midfielders. Spreads play out to Iredale. Bolton numbers forward again here. Town recover well. Here's MJ Williams striding up the pitch. John Russell and Dwayne Holmes do enough to get the ball off him, and then one of the Bolton players absolutely thunders a pass across the pitch towards Declan John, and it's a gift for Town. Entering the final 10 minutes here at Bolton Wanderers. It is Bolton 0, Huddersfield Town 1 still. Danny Ward's late first half header, the difference between the two sides. It's been a good game actually, both sides creating chances. Miles Bright, good reaction from Miles, but it is Thomason that comes away with it, and he slides a pass into Kyle Dempsey. Moves the ball right to, I think that's Sadlier. Sadlier tries to beat Josh Ruffles. Oh, it's good play, and it's a great save from Lee Nichols actually. I think it was Bakayoko at the near post who it's a free kick actually. I think it's Thomason that's just stretched and given away a free kick, but Bakayoko, the striker, with really great reactions at the near post, and matched by Lee Nichols, who got down well to that. Another decent chance for Bolton there. Sadlier did well to create room for the cross, the low driven ball. Hogg and Nichols having a real conversation between each other here before taking this free kick. First half better than the second, I think, for Town. Bolton probably feel the opposite, but I think Josh Karoma's offside if he gets to this, because Josh Trafford's been forced into it. It's a good ball out from Nichols. It wasn't a goal kick, so I thought he was just slightly ahead of his man when the ball was taken, but in the end Trafford forced to deal with it. Gives Town a throw-in pretty much parallel with the edge of the penalty area on this right hand side. Ollie Turton strolling across, taking no rush here with this side ahead in this final pre-season game. Here's Turton into Holmes, gets the ball back from Dwayne and then goes down the line, and he just clips the ball into Miles Bright, who does well to keep it. Miles is shoved off the ball by the number 14 there, did pretty well. Hogg right up with Kachunga. There's no foul there, referee, no one's touched him. Wow. Want the best decision of the day from the ref for me there, but it's free kick to Bolton nonetheless. Good exposure for the likes of Miles Bright there to see what a proper senior centre-back's going to do to him physically. As long as you learn from it, there's no problem. Ball clipped up towards Bakayoko, but it's a poor ball, and now Ward collects it. And now here's Miles Bright. Miles has got possession, just waiting for a run here from Danny Ward. He's going to keep possession, gives it to Turton. That's sensible from Miles. Danny Ward almost loses the ball there. He's tried to clip that into Dwayne Holmes and didn't get it right, unfortunately, Danny. So Bolton with possession back now, and here's Sadlier, the winger. Just pushes it inside to Kyle Dempsey. MJ Williams on the ball now. Bolton working the ball to the left, and here's Iredale again, the Aussie. Not a great ball from Iredale. Nice little clip from Dwayne Holmes into the path of Danny Ward. Don't know what Wardy and Dwayne are doing here, but the referee's just playing prison rules all of a sudden now. Danny Ward's absolutely clobbered by the pretty hefty figure of Santos here, and the referee's just gone, yeah, play on, and Town have to defend it. Danny Ward's fallen off the pitch in essence, so there's no need to the ref to stop it. Holding his left ankle, Wardy, underneath us here as play continues. It was a heavy challenge from Santos, who's a big guy. So we'll just see here what the plan of action is going to be, and the referee now gives handball against Josh Karoma. Hopefully nothing too sinister for Danny Ward. He's just having Liam Kershaw. Narcis Palash is taking a close look at him here. Town has still got subs on the bench. Ronaldo Krasnicki, Luke Daly and Neo Eccleston all available if Danny Ward needs a body for the... Danny Schofield needs a body for the final few minutes here. Town having to defend this with 10 men at the moment, as we just have a quick look at Wardy. There's got to be a conversation here as to whether there's any point risking Danny Ward in the final friendly with just about 6 minutes left. He is going to... Looks like he's going to try and come back on, Danny, but just looking at who's... Ronaldo Krasnicki getting ready on the It's a good ball in, and a great header from Ollie Turton to attack that really well. Danny Ward does look like he's going to try and come back on here. The referee inexplicably is holding him, given he's on the other side of the pitch. Wardy is back on. Great ball, and that's Tom Lees has to just put his body between the ball and Kachunga there to make sure that the risk is averted. Danny Ward back on the pitch, not running freely by any means, but he's back on, which is important. And Aldo Krasniqi just preparing himself here. It's a holding midfielder by trade, Aldo. Massive, he's about 6'5" as well. Can play centre back. He was on loan at Falkirk for the first half of last season, which was a real learning experience for Ronaldo. Fell in a lock while he was at Falkirk, I'm told. Which, if you know Ronaldo, is believable. He's 19, Ronaldo. He's an Albanian under-19 international, actually, through heritage. He was born in London. Kyle Dempsey just climbs above a slightly labouring Danny Ward to win that header, and then Bolton on the attack here again, trying to get back in the game. Great play, Miles Bright, who just shuffs his man off the ball now. Miles flicks the ball to Dwayne Holmes. Really good, Miles Bright. Well done. Dwayne Holmes plays a good ball into Kieran Phillips, and he's got Santos for company, who's not shy of a tackle, as we've seen. Flicks the ball back to Dwayne Holmes. Dwayne's got John Russell inside, or Ollie Turton. Ball goes to Russell via Turton. Ollie Turton is square for the pass, but Russell goes the other way towards Josh Ruffles, who's come in field. Danny Ward moving much better again now, you'll be glad to hear. So here's Karoma. Karoma's just waiting for the overlap. It's in tomorrow's paper, that one, I'm afraid, Josh. It was pretty easy to read, so now Josh Ruffles is down after that tackle. It's a good ball up to Bakayoko, who takes it really well, and then Jonathan Hogg puts him under pressure. He puts it out, and I think we're going to see Aldo Krasniqi come on here. Give you a little bit of info on Ronaldo. We're just looking at Danny Ward here, see if he can give us the thumbs up. I think that would be the change, but Ward is saying he's okay to continue. Don't know how we're going to work this if Ronaldo does come on, because he is a holding central midfielder, really, so I suppose they'll put him alongside. Oh, now there's a chance. Oh, just a foot in from a Bolton man. Yeah, I think they'd put Ronaldo alongside John Russell and move Dwayne Holmes into that 10 slot, I think. Miles Bright tracking down Declan John here. Brilliant stuff again from Miles. Works really hard and stops that cross. And we're going to see the substitution here, I think. It's going to be the end of Danny Ward's afternoon, I suspect. Yeah, Danny Ward. That Josh Ruffles is just signalling now on the far side as well. So Luke Daly getting ready. So that's Danny Ward coming off, and it's a good afternoon for Danny on the proviso that he's not too badly hurt. Doesn't look it, actually, applauding the Town fans as he comes off here. And Aldo Krasniqi coming on. Joined Town in the summer of 2019, I think it was, from Crown Pro Elite Academy in London. Big EK, as he's known by his peers. And we're going to see Luke Daly come on as well, who had a bit of an injury hit season last year, Luke, but signed from Town Academy from Port Vale a few years ago now. Moves beautifully, Luke. You might not get a chance to see it in the last 4 minutes, but good afternoon for Josh Ruffles, who just took that heavy knock in the far corner at the end. He's fine, is Josh, but Luke Daly came as a winger. He plays most of his games as a left back for Town now. Ex-Port Vale, like we said. Absolutely lovely mover on a football. I hope you get a chance to see Luke just sprint, because it's nice. And Aldo Krasniqi right into the action, and Miles Bright gets ahead of Bakayoko and just clears the ball out for another throw-in. EK just Aldo Krasniqi keeping the Bolton man company there in the far corner. Bolton work it out nicely to MJ Williams. Williams now across to Santos, the centre-back, who's high up the pitch. Good ball out to the right-hand side for Sadlier. Sadlier's got Luke Daly for company. Luke, he does well, Luke. He stops the cross coming in, Luke. He needs to keep that work rate up. Does really well there, Luke Daly, but it's gone back to Kyle Dempsey. Kyle Dempsey's got Karoma for company. Daly now out again to Sadlier. Sadlier, ooh, don't quite know what happens there, but Town have managed to get the ball away, and Miles Bright's going to hook it clear down the line, where Kieran Phillips will chase after it. Bit of a younger look to Town in this final few minutes now, through a few bumps and bruises and just some late changes. Bakayoko clips the ball out to the left-hand side for Declan John. Bolton really have lots of numbers forward now as they try and get an equaliser late in the game. Here's Santos. Out to Aimson, who fires it out to the right-hand side for Sadlier. Here's Kyle Dempsey. Miles Bright comes out to meet Iredale. It's a good ball inside, trying to look for the run of the number 25, but Jonathan Hogg just checks back and is pumped forward by... Now then, Kieran Phillips is through. Phillips has got Santos for company. Santos just eases him out of the way. Fair play to Santos. He's got good legs. Gets back alongside Kieran and just bodies him out of the way, really, after making the initial error. John Russell puts Bolton under pressure and just managed to keep it in on that far side. Here's Santos again. Got an error in him, Santos, but he generally can recover it on his own. His impressive physical abilities. Now Josh Karoma's going to get there. Now Dwayne Holmes can turn on it. Dwayne will just check back after looking like he was going to drive at the defence. And now here's John Russell. Russell and Holmes exchange passes, just calm things down after a period out of possession. Lees fires it out to this right-hand side for Ollie Turton. He's got Kachunga closing him down, so Ollie just drives forward over halfway before checking back. Jonathan Hogg has got options. He's got Krasnicki on the inside and goes all the way back to Lee Nichols, who's got Tom Lees in acres of space on this left-hand side, and he does find Leesy. Lees just calms things down now here after Town have had to defend for a period. Happy for Lee Nichols to get on the ball. Krasnicki came short. He's now going away, and Aldo. The ball instead is driven towards Miles Bright, who's not known for his aerial ability, so does well enough there to force the Bolton man to head the ball out for a throw-in inside his own half. Ollie Turton taking his time, just waves Krasnicki away. He's going to look for the run down the line from Kieran Phillips, I think. Oh no, it goes to Krasnicki, who gets his first touch. 4 minutes to be added here. The ball towards Santos Trafford comes out and then just about claims it in his own area. Could have let his centre-back deal with that, but gets away with it in the end. Danny Schofield still issuing instructions here, as it's a nice little flick inside from Bolton to find Dempsey, and now here's George Thomason. That's Thomason with an A in there. Declan John, it's a good header in, and Bakayoko heads the ball directly into the floor, really. He was under pretty heavy pressure from Luke Daly, who'd covered around nicely from left back, but the kind of ball that Danny Ward scored from in the first half, the striker was annoyed with himself for not doing better there. Bolton really have got some attackers on the pitch at this stage. You're thinking the Town bench looks quite young. That's because the rest of the senior lads played at Tranmere this morning, won 4-1. Good outing. Now Miles Bright and Iredale. Miles Bright wins the header, and now Phillips does well there. Unfortunately, just gets a little shoulder off the pitch from Santos again. It's been a good battle in that second half. Now Phillips and Santos going to do battle again. Miles Bright. Now here's Dwayne Holmes. That's a nice little flick inside from Bolton to MJ Williams. Krasnicki puts the pressure on. Bolton work this nicely again, just out to the right-hand side of the pitch. Pass the ball nicely, Bolton, and that's a good drive out to the left side from Dempsey to find Declan John. John drives inside Miles Bright into the middle of the pitch. Move it out to the right-hand side this time. Josh Karoma needs to stop the cross, and he does, and that's going to run straight through to Lee Nichols. Good play, Josh Karoma. Did enough to block sadly here. We've just lost the camera feed, I'm told, here for a second. I think the power's just cut out on us. I'll keep talking because hopefully you can hear me at this stage, so I'll give you a radio commentary for now. Nothing's happened as of right now, so you'll be glad to hear. So Lee Nichols has got the ball and is just holding it and not doing much. It's almost like he knows we're running out of power. He eventually does volley the ball out of his hands, and Kieran Phillips reaches Kieran at knee height, so Kieran can only flick it into the path of Declan John, the left back, who advances over halfway. He's still driving forward, John. He's at the edge of the Town box now. Bakayoko sets the ball back to Kachunga. Declan John now in the Town box, and he tries to square it, and Luke Daly just needs to be careful here. He just, well actually Luke, he flicks the ball out over halfway to Josh Karoma. Luke Daly now, you're missing it, he's running, I've talked about this. Josh Karoma, oh we've got it back, good, I'm glad to hear it. Josh Karoma's still in possession on this left hand side. Could do with giving the ball now, and he does eventually. It goes back to Tom Lees. Town just going to look after the ball here for this. We've got 4 minutes added. It does look like Neo Eccleston's going to come on if we do have time. Karoma trying to run onto this ball forward by Hogg. Kieran Sadlier from wing back tracks the ball away back and gives it to Trafford. Dwayne Holmes just decides to pop forward here, and well played by Bolton there. They managed to find John again, who's really getting forward in the final moments of this game, and Miles Bright is having to run all the way back, having tried to press the ball. Good ball out from John again. He's found his wing-back compatriot, Sadlier, who's got Luke Daly for company. Goes back to Kyle Dempsey on his left side. Back into Sadlier. Dempsey and Sadlier combining on that right-hand side. Dempsey's got it back now. He's under pressure from Dwayne Holmes. Thomason plays it out to Sadlier again, who just checks inside. That's a fantastic finish from Sadlier. Right across Lee Nichols, and that means it's Bolton Wanderers 1, Huddersfield Town 1 in the final seconds of this game here. Literally could be the last kick of the game, but Sadlier with a fantastic finish off his left side has levelled the score. It's a shame really, there's going to be no time for Neo Eccleston to come on here, actually, the young B-team right back. I think that's pretty much going to be it when Town take kick-off. Just stepped inside Luke Daly there onto his left foot, and was a really good strike, to be fair, across Lee Nichols into the far corner. Kieran Phillips takes kick-off, and indeed that is it. So that's the final kick of the game. Town disappointed not to win. It's not the end of the world in pre-season, of course. Some of the young lads on the pitch, and it's a good workout against a good Bolton Wanderers side here. Thanks to Bolton for the game today. All the best for the new season. Productive afternoon again, and now we're down to the serious stuff. Burnley, Friday night, John Smith Stadium, htfc.com/tickets. We'd love to see you there when the new Sky Bet Championship season gets underway. Thanks for joining us this afternoon here. Bolton 1, Town 1 to finish off our pre-season campaign. We'll see you next Friday back in Huddersfield.